Welcome back. Yeah, we'll get you set here for the Fed minutes set to come out any second now. We had 10 seconds ago, just a couple seconds ago. So you'll see them come into my monitor window here. If we could go to my screen. There they are. So all participants in the July 26th policy meeting agree to a 75 basis point interest rate hike. We knew that already. I'll sift through a few of these guys and let you know if anything is important, but let's get to the market.
Yeah, initial move to the upside there in the market. We broke that high on the NASDAQ.
Yep.
And look, I actually put stops in that I'm a little bit surprised did not trigger. Like Meta held below 176. Amazon held below 142. So that's a little bit of a surprising result. I thought the initial spike, or if there was an initial spike, I thought it was going to take out that high. It has not done so yet, and the market's starting to reverse. And now remember, this is like the meeting minutes, so things are going to get digested a little bit here. So you don't want to have any kind of harsh decisions. I want to sit in the positions that I'm comfortable with, that we're working into, and if my stop gets triggered, fair enough. But now you're starting to come back into the downside, and you're seeing that whipsaw action. So I've seen 142 to 141.50 back and forth now twice on just Amazon alone, and a similar thing in Meta. Apple's doing the same sort of whipsaw action. Until I see a break in one of these one way or the other, I want to stay in and not make any big decisions.
Yeah, I mean, I already made a big decision a little bit here as far as Google is concerned. I mean, you know, so we're already short this day. Now, I don't know, like, heading into this Fed FOMC there, it's not great that obviously there it goes now. The NASDAQ's starting to go back up right here. You see the NASDAQ going up. It now only down 1.12%. Yeah, it was just, it's not like the NASDAQ is doing a whole hell of a lot. I mean, on that initial release, it did spike all the way up to here. We are now above, like this is right where we're at now, 13,500. We talked about that on the NASDAQ before as well. So I feel like this is a decision time for the market. Let's see what it wants to do. This is a 2-minute chart. We were just at 1.08, now 1.21. So there it is. We averaged into the Google short. But again, this has just been more aggressive to the downside than the market has been. So that's why we are looking at Google here for the short, but you're just right up to VWAP right now and continue to short this name until we break a little bit higher above this 120.50. So I'm going to stay in this Google short, see if it can print us a little lower, but for right now, it looks like it wants to take out some highs. I mean, we're excited to have Brendan come through again and read a little bit of this, but for right now, let's go back over to him.
All right, a couple things of note. Again, important to note, guys, this is from back in July, right? So a lot has happened, but the pace of future Fed hikes depends on data. Still no evidence inflation is subsiding. They also said all of the members concluded that there was a good chance that the Fed could raise too much going forward, which essentially would be bullish.
So there was a break, at least one of these. Meta did not break, but 142 just broke on Amazon, so it did break to the upside just there. Get out of the short into the long. Already starting to scalp it out here. Just wanted to see a level go, and the first level to go was that 142 on Amazon. I just saw Meta break as well. Ooh, did it? Yeah, I just got out of Meta at that 176, so clearly we're going upside there. I'm going to see if I can't reverse in Meta as well. But Amazon now 142.50. It's already made that breakout. Same thing happening. I mean, Apple's at 170. Whoa, monster size on Apple at 175.
They're just
I got to get over to that. When we're ripping this market to the upside. It was already gone. Oops. Sorry, it was already gone, that 175 on Apple. I just have my piece from earlier on in the session. We're now just jamming to the upside. This is a huge move, guys. I got a little bit of Meta at 176.17. So 176 broke, I got out, and then manually went long, and then missed out on the next like 10 to 15 cents of that move. But Apple going, the market did reverse. Looks like Papa Powell and the crew have done a good job here. I'm going to take some more out of Amazon. It only wants to go that 50. We're going to take some more profit there. Apple off to the races. Market looking good, Brendo.
Another important note here, guys. The participants also making note that future economic activity could be stronger than implied by week Q2, raising the possibility for upward GDP revision, which also could be bullish.
All right, upward GDP revision here. I'm still trying to fix my headset, but yeah, so we did get taken out there on Google, but we went back into the name. Let's see if it can go back to the downside. Sometimes you do get that back and forth whipsaw kind of action here in the market. We'll see that high there of 13. Like I said, it just gravitated above that 13,500 there. So coming back in now is the market, but still some work to be done here on Google. I'm going to take out my earpiece and just try to go this au natural right now. All right, try to get some some more outs here in the 20s. As yeah, we did get stopped out, but that's come back in. So all is well. Not great though, but we do have that same price we got stopped out at back in. Now let's see if it can take out that one more high of 120.70 right there. And again, not really looking at anything technical. It's just what that last wick was right there. Let's see if it wants to go back to those highs again. Google on the short.
Yeah, and looking at what has happened in the futures, guys, by the way, like we broke that 13.5 that was resistance on the NASDAQ, got right up to these highs off the open, like right in the morning, and then reversed back into that 13.5. So that just says to me, if I'm in Amazon and the 142 flip, I'll zoom in, these wicks are crazy, then I'm going to try and play it back into this side. And it couldn't break 141.50 on the other end of this trade. So if it can hold that, then I think it's going to be solid. But it feels like we're getting a complete reversal off of that high. Like 175 on Apple just came back in here. You're retesting VWAP on some of these. So this is where the jiggle comes in. If the NASDAQ holds 13.5, the long should be good. But you got to pay yourself on those moves. Otherwise, you're left holding the entire bag. So I didn't want to have the whole bag. I do still have 2/3 of the Amazon. And if we do end up holding 141.50, I'll look to work into more of it. But this is why you've got to be pretty nimble early on. A lot of times we don't really pick a direction until, like 10, 15 minutes from now. Brendo?
All right, live look here at the Fed funds tool, guys, from the Icon terminal, now suggesting a higher percentage rate of a 50 basis point increase coming in September. Remember, this was 52.5, now 57.5 for 50 versus 42.5 for the 75.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about there, about the Fed rate funds tool there on the midday show. So obviously a great little tool to watch and pay attention to as well, that Fed funds rate. And Brandon, thanks for that news there. All right, I mean, we made back what we lost here with position pending on Google. Hopefully it can come back in a little bit to the downside right now. As Fahad sent me a picture of his cute girl and said, good luck. So I'm now motivated. Let's go if we can get this back in right now. A nice little downside move there. We just got filled at 04, I believe. Yes, we did. Let's see, I'm waiting at 01s. There it is. Hit me. Did it hit me? Yes, it did. Pretty volatile name here, Google, as it's coming back in. Still going to be my #1 stock. We have shorted Walmart as well. That was a good short there. My only trade today on Walmart. Well, actually, for early we had Walmart, but we have shorted it again here at 140.50. Nice little downside move, but all my focus right now is on Google.
Yeah, I'm just right now I'm looking at 13.5. We just bounced off VWAP another time. We're still getting crazy whipsaw action. I just watched Amazon right into VWAP, right back up to 42. Meta's doing a very similar thing. But the one I'm kind of keying on, outside of the overall market, I want to key on Apple for relative strength, and I'll get to Tesla in a second. It's challenging that 175. It broke out on monster size. It gets back above that. I think we have a chance to start going. But like I said, we haven't picked direction yet. Tesla, I'm going to kick myself for this because I did say 925 on Tesla, and then Apple, Amazon, Meta at the same time. 925 comes in on a dime in Tesla, and then there's your pullback. Sometimes there's no chance you get that trade short at 925 unless I'm on the Tesla level 2 and I'm watching that stock. I'm not flipping to it in real time. It's just, I was focused. I wanted to be in Amazon after that 142 move, but I probably missed a better opportunity there over in Tesla to find myself a short. At this point, if it goes back to that price, we didn't come all this way not to test or break 925. You had to get it the first round through, otherwise you're in trouble. I'm going to get some more out of Meta here because it's rejected the first 50 pennies a couple of times on these moves. So it got up. I didn't take 50 cents on it. Then it comes back, bounces off VWAP. This time I will, so that I can try to rinse and repeat this one off of that flip at 176. And VWAP down another 50 cents, just like it was with Amazon.
Oh man, so good outs there on Google, but wow, okay, now the market's really starting to go one more time here on this name. Let's just minimize that. So there it goes. Nice moves upside for Google again and for the market trying to take out these highs. So yeah, it looks like buying those dips into the long was the right play there. So if any of you were able to do that, great, because now we're starting to get lifted back to those highs, not only in the market, but also in Google. One of my the big name that we got killed on today was Apple, because Apple, I just kept on going up, man. Like, we just kept shorting it. So I'm going to watch this, not really as a proxy, but again, as Apple leads the way here, I was talking about this earlier, that I thought Apple, because it was relatively strong today and the market was getting pumped to the downside, that eventually Apple had to come back down, but no. We took some profit on the shorts. It just resisted this 173. So Apple, I feel like, is key to this market, but again, like, it might not matter, because Apple's upside, market's downside, and now we get this new news here from the Fed. So just be careful. We did average back into our Google position. I like the trade here.
Tesla just rejected 925.
Did it? Okay, good. I was going to say, I like the trade here for some of these shorts, but at the same time, the NASDAQ is now above that 13,500. So I don't want to get too cute. And what I was saying before too is, like, keep it simple, stupid. Like, if the market wants to go up, there's no point in fighting the tape, and I've been doing that the last couple days here, especially in the closing show. We've had some big monster winners, early, but then get a little bit confused and thrown around here. It seems like my trading's been confusing, but the market seems to be just kind of grinding one way or the other here in the power hour. So let's go back to Brendan and see if there's any more news on this.
Yeah, not monumental as far as the comments coming from the Fed minutes, guys. It's worth noting the Fed's Bowman set to speak at the bottom of the hour, so 2:30. There is a Q&A apparently associated with this speech that they will be giving, so a heads up at 2:30. The biggest, I guess, comment to come out of this is that there was a majority of participants that recognized that the Fed could potentially raise too much too fast. And then the other comment of significance was the fact that they, pretty much everything, the majority saw a smaller hike in the near future is possible.
So I got to find out what's going on. I'm going to try to call you up, Brandon. If you can find out what's going on with Kirkland, because I think I might have missed the move that happened on Kirkland. I know the midday guys were talking about it, but if I haven't looked at it and someone asked about a stock, I haven't even called it up once today. I just know Kirkland has a big short interest, so I don't know if it's just another one of those types of names there. I'll show you what's going on here with, like, Amazon gets to 142.50 and then reverses. So it keeps getting back to that same high and pulling back in. So got to take some profit there. Meta as well. It finally broke 176.50. It gets up to 177 and comes right back in. So they're stair-stepping to the upside. Apple gets above 175, goes to about halfway to that 76, and it starts to pull back. The trend still feels like it's going to be to this upside. Tesla broke 925, instantly rejected it. So pay yourself out on the way up on these if you're scalping the trade and looking to get some dips on the way back in. I know some of the small cap people are interested in, but right now, I've watched Bed Bath & Beyond not move more than 50 cents while all this is going on, and it looks like it's the overall market. It's a NASDAQ you want to pay attention to. And on that note, I don't want to ignore the chips. NVIDIA, that was weak all day long. It has also broken VWAP. If you're looking, 183.50 was the resistance that got taken out. I think that's a reasonable spot for one of the chip names there. And then going over to AMD, very similar story, except I think there's another bigger level possibly coming up here on AMD at about 98.40. If it clears through that, it's got some smooth sailing into 99. For now, market looking like it's pretty good to these upsides. Meta 177 coming in. Apple, I still feel like Apple is the best one, and it's the only one that I haven't been able to add to because it's jailbroken. I think I got to be looking at Apple in front of this 174.75. I want to start buying dips in Apple.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing here, that this market just it doesn't want to stop. So it did go up and down a little bit there, but now that it seems like it's found a direction, look for it to take out this pre-market high, which it's doing right now, 13,570. So we're just hovering around here right now. Looks like it just wants to continue to go up. It's like, I tweeted this out just a second ago there, that in Toronto here, if you notice, it's looking like it was a storm brewing in the back. Like, look, all green, blue skies.
That looks nice.
Hard to see there. And then you go over here, you'll see in a second, once the camera adjusts, big clouds. I believe it's going to be stormy outside very soon, which is not nice. And I thought that might have been like a precursor for this Fed, but no. Jay Powell and friends has been friendly to the market, man. Yeah, you got your umbrella today. Good. Yeah, good move there. I just hop. I'll hop in the car. Hopefully.
Well, I got to walk to the subway.
Yeah, you got to get to the subway. Yeah, so
it's like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we're parked underground here, so no trouble there. Fahad just bought an e-bike, so he's
I saw that.
A little nervous. That bike is really sick.
No,
man.
Lucas was riding around it the other day. He asked me if I wanted to go on there. I'm like, well, so I can break my back doing something stupid. No, it's pretty cool, man. Like hop around. He lives a little closer now, so I like it. It's good for the environment if you're into that sort of thing. But the market bouncing. We're getting a storm coming. The storm is to this upside. And yeah, there goes 177 on Meta. It is jailbreak time.
all these
hold on to the trend and look to be able to buy some dips if we can. I can forget about the dip buy on Meta. We're not getting that price. We're not getting 177.50. We can think about 176.5.
Google,
that can make some sense, but everything is now jailbroken into the upside there. I'm now out of Amazon because Amazon hit 143. So I'll take this one out. I'll hold on to Apple and Meta, and then even look for some dips if we even catch them. Tesla also booming as well. Just about everything to the upside, with the exception of, actually, no, Bed Bath & Beyond did make one a move there, and since has done nothing. So there was a little bit of a move. You'll see that I'm in some AMC, but AMC is pretty much done for the day. I have a trailing stop. Otherwise, it's just hanging out at the lows at 22 even. Maybe it catches a bit off 22. The longer it holds that, maybe I should just be getting out of AMC, because now a triple bottom. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, no. We had to get out of our Meta or our Google there because it just kept on going up. So unfortunately, that's going to be a trade that we are out of right now. Google, as that's we just took a little bit more at 121. It's because we were sort of sitting there. I'll take it, but our out's going to be not too many pennies more than this right now, as that's starting to rip up to the upside. Everything is going off. I mean, I was debating right now trying to go long into AMD. But yeah, I mean, this again, this relative strength versus relative weakness hasn't really been working out today. But AMD right now, that's that 2%. Just ticked out. We might have had a high wick right there of 98, like near that 98.50. You seeing it pulling back right here. So good on the pullback, but not much else happening right now. This market, let's see where it wants to go. But I like that Meta. I mean, things are breaking out. If you're going to be above now some of these periods, then watch out. Google just touched 121 and fell back, so that re-engaged short is fine. But this last little attempt right there at 120.50, not good. 121. We got out. I mean, when this came back in, started to come to VWAP and just started to scalp it out, but we didn't get out enough. So there it is, the rip to the high side right there on Google. Let's see if it does fall back in. But yeah, check in on some of the crazier ones. Bed Bath & Beyond not moving. We're going to talk about that soon as your trade of the day. Apple. I guess Apple, man. I mean, they're all so strong. There's Apple on the pullback, but if you want to trade something that's not like super risky, I feel like Apple's the name if you want to go long. Like it just keeps stepping up. Even before the Fed minutes, it was holding this 50 period basically since noon here. It held it. We're able to take it okay. The last short was no good there where we got out, but a good thing we did get out is it blew off the top there. So right now, Apple definitely pulling some back in here. It's a good thing that we did wind up shorting a little bit more there on Google, because that's come back into the spot that we got out on. So let's put a bid and see if we can get a little bit more out here on Google as it's trying to come back in now as well.
Champ 1L, thank you for the super chat. It's me again, Neil. Maybe your poor woke FUBU up. Well, I don't know. Maybe that big rally in the market. Me pouring out liquor, I didn't actually pour out anything. I just said pour out one for FUBU. I didn't really do that, but I wouldn't just. No, we're in a studio. I'm not going to do that. But that didn't do anything. It was a market move. Sava's moving to the upside a little bit here. Everything got a little bit of a pep in its step after that happened, except for EAR, because in all of that, remember that EAR break at 316? It broke out. It got to 325, and I'm like, okay, I'll throw a stop in there, like right beneath the end of the range. And then I look back, and it's like I'm instantly out. Like this is a 3-minute chart. Breaks out, gets to 25, throws stop beneath the bottom end of the range, which is at 309, and I'm all out in the same candle. So it looks like they rug pulled this. I don't know if I like the long into stock anymore, even if it wants to hold some levels of support. That was disgusting, and everything else caught a bit of a bid there. So if you're not going up in this environment, I don't want the long in you, Brendo.
Ultra super low float, Coin Pharmaceuticals from this morning, this QNRX. You can see just popping up on a huge volume spike there, trying to get back above $6 once again for QNRX.
I don't think so. I got to go do the trade of the day in a minute. Okay, yeah, so that was another one that we talked about. That's actually on our watch list, I believe.
Yeah, it was.
From earlier, and we haven't really...
500,000 float?
Yeah, 500,000 float.
It's done 9 million shares.
Shouldn't be allowed. We've talked about that before.
What a joke. Anyway.
That's still up 0.55. I mean, that could be something. I was looking at Softy as well here, possibly up to this little level there of 293.29. It got taken out there and came right back in. So that could be a level there to watch out for Softy, up to 293. I'm going to try the short at 293 flat. If that can come in, we'll see. I mean, obviously the market might have changed its tone here, right? I mean, those FOMC paces of increases, extent of tightening, dependent on economic outlook, and then they come out and raise what the GDP forecast, I believe Brendan was talking about a little bit there. So, I mean, if they're raising those forecasts, it kind of tells you what they think about the economy and maybe where we're going on that. So you could see a nice little move upside for the NASDAQ right now, up 0.68. But it did, you know what, I was going to say it did stop at the day's high, but no, that's right. It did take it out and we shot up there, and now we're right back to the pre-market high again of the NASDAQ, right at this 13. I mean, I was hoping that we'd be at 13,500, but now it looks like we're above that. We spent the majority of the day below 13,500, now easily above it here. We just touched 13,600. Shouldn't say easily. I mean, 100 points on the NASDAQ is still 100 points. But yeah, there it is, man. FOMC minutes. Yeah, eventful if you were long, not overly eventful otherwise. I mean, or I guess both ways if you're long or short, but I feel like that wouldn't have really got anybody out of their positions on the long-term side of things. So let's just wait to see where we settle down here. But the trend is definitely your friend, and right now the trend is to the upside here on the NASDAQ.
Yeah, and look, you had to be able to maybe do that reverse. Like, I don't think I had anything but shorts until right at 2 o'clock on Meta, and Meta was a dog all day long. There's no question about it. Like, a lot of these tech names were dogs all day long, and you were just sort of riding the trend into the downside. And now we've got what looks like a little bit of a jailbreak there. But this pullback, it looks like we are getting a decent enough pullback. This can be the place where you start hunting for some dips. Obviously 176 I like on Meta. Maybe if we get to like 176.5, there's a little something. I'm already on the bid because I got out of Amazon when it got to 143. It did not go to 145. 143 is about that top. I'll pull back into like 142 to VWAP for that. I think to get into Apple, you have to step up a little. Apple's not if Apple comes back to VWAP, then the longs have other problems. Like every single long is probably wiped out if Apple comes back to VWAP, and you're probably going back into shorts on a lot of these names. So let's forget about 174 at least for now. And I'm looking to dip in here around 175 on Apple if it wants to make that move. I think there might be a chance to get into some of the semis as well, but that's much more like Amazon and Meta, where I want it back a little closer to VWAP in my 3-minute. I still have an offer. I remember this morning, I'm like, if the market goes to the upside, if I sniff 191 on NVIDIA, I'm shorting in front of it. Obviously, we're not going to see that one today, but hey, if we're strong enough, maybe I'm looking at that one square in the face tomorrow. The chips, while getting ignored a teeny bit here, not going to do it for long. You'll see I'm now back into Amazon off that 142, 142.18 on the reload. I'll zoom in because those wicks make it pretty ugly. I want to be doing the same thing we did before. Have resistance 142.5 and then up to 143. I'll look for both those levels for some exits. Brendo?
We'll move back down there, guys. Fed's Bowman still making some comments here. There was a release statement as a part of this presentation, but also apparently a Q&A to come. So we'll keep an eye on the overall market here. In the meantime, let's get a bit of a review. There was a ton, so many opportunities this morning. If you joined us in the pre-market, we touched on a bunch of those. Sean's here to review one of his trades.
Traders, it's Bed Bath & Beyond here. Welcome to the Trade of the Day, brought to you by Day Trade the World. Click that QR code and join us on our platform. Join Day Trade the World. You get a great level 2 here, charting, everything like that. But let's go over Bed Bath & Beyond real quick here. This is a 20-minute chart. I mean, look, congratulations to all, I don't know, do we call them apes? Do we call you guys apes, or do we call ourselves apes? There was just AMC, but this was $5, man, back in August 5th or whatever it was down here. So great little move there for Bed Bath & Beyond, and you can see definitely getting accelerated. I don't have the volume up there. It's pretty easy to see that there is an accelerated volume spot right there. But watch out for that 30 level. Let's go over to the daily chart, or let's go over to our 2-minute chart here and kind of see the ranges that we are playing with. This is kind of, you know, this is the way my Amazon or my Microsoft or something looks when we're trading. This is not generally a Bed Bath & Beyond kind of chart right now, but I just wanted to highlight a couple ranges here. Right now we're trading in between 23 and 28 now. That's a $5 range on a $20 name, so the range has definitely been extended here a little bit today as far as the range is concerned. Big move yesterday. You're not seeing the same continuation here unless, of course, you look at the pre-market where yesterday we finished the day at 18, opened up today at 25. So it kind of shoots up overnight. Now, let's review the trades a little bit here. Early on, I think you just play the momentum. So what I traded early was just that 26 break. So we took it early at 27. We averaged back down in 226, so giving it about $1 worth of space. Then all of a sudden, man, it just exploded to the upside. This is where we marked down 28 from the day before, right? So we marked down that 28, it goes all the way up. We get like a 28.50, then it just hovers around 30. This is where we got a little crazy. It was like, okay, you know what? The market's not even open yet, and we hit 30. We actually break it. This is in the pre-market. Then when the market opens up, basically all hell breaks loose on Bed Bath & Beyond. It goes down to 25, then right back up to 30, and you're just seeing all this chaos. Well, this time we're actually a little bit smarter. We reloaded again at 26 there, or 26.50, and then we just start getting it out. 28 first out, then we start respecting that $30 level and just get out the rest of it, right? As it falls back in, we then start to say, hey, you know, we miss it. It actually comes in way too hard for me to get out at that 26, nor did we really want to. So we go back to some of those pre-market levels, and I should have drawn a line here. That's 25-ish, right? 24.50, 25. So we just start buying it, and then we just start scalping it out. We're waiting for that monster move back to 30, to be honest with you. One of our outs right there at VWAP is like 26.50 off of a 25 bid. We don't get anything out at 28. Then we're waiting for these moonshots, but as it's not happening, we're noticing the 50 period here on our chart. This 50 period is outs, 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 reload, 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 until eventually our last reload doesn't work. So we get out of about half of it for flat because it does take down this 23. So we get out a piece there about 23.10 or 23.20. Don't remember exactly what it is. Then the last piece of it goes right back up and we're able to get some out at 26. So bottom line here is a good trade. That's a 23 long. That's out 26. Look, when we're wrong there, we take about a 20, 40, 50 cent hit on the part that we're wrong. But when we're right, we run that back up here to $26. So Bed Bath & Beyond, again, you can see it's very, very structured right now. And I feel like as long as you're trading this name, you have to look at some of these tops and bottoms and don't always think about, you know, mooning stocks or that stocks are going to continuously go up forever. I feel like once you develop a range here, and you can see it's really respecting VWAP, it didn't do that. It just disrespected it here, right? It just kept on ripping up, never even came back down. Here, you're kind of bouncing up to it every time, and you can see there's some good ins and some good outs, but it's Bed Bath & Beyond, and I feel like this could be our trade of the day for a very, very long time. If it remains active, check out the volume here again. 189 million shares, and look at the velocity. Look how this is moving up and down. It's just going crazy. So as long as the volume is here and stocks are moving around, you can see much more calm, but you got to continuously look at Bed Bath & Beyond for today, though, and yesterday. It's your back-to-back trade of the days.
Ton of opportunities in the meme stocks, once again, including BBBY on that Ryan Cohen note. From yesterday, picking up a whole bunch of call options once again, this time expiring way out January of next year. I was just having a look at AAL, which didn't really have a move with the overall market here, but holding 15 as support right now. They just came out and said they're going to purchase 20 of these, which is Boom Overture, the new supersonic plane, guys. So get ready to fly from New York to London in 3 hours.
Didn't we decide that didn't work with the Concorde?
That's right, the Concorde.
I was a kid when the Concorde was a thing. I've never been
a thing, though, no?
I don't know, is it? Can you fly a Concorde? I thought they stopped.
I haven't heard about it in a while.
I thought there was an issue with like the sonic boom would break the sound barrier and people were pissed off. It was too loud. So I actually don't know what's going on with that. So let's not even go there. Apple, we got the dip into Apple, and I don't even have the right one, so I'm going to hit this. I meant to. Actually, that's like for when weed stocks go up, but I hit the wrong key. So anyways, yeah, it's weird. I hit the wrong key. There's an
Oh, it's
arrow.
fine for me. I wasn't doing
There's
it
an
for that.
arrow up.
I mean, I know that's for
Apple
weeks,
has nothing to do with cannabis, but it is back to the upside. It bounced off 175 even. Now we're testing back toward the high, somewhat 175.50. Amazon, same thing. That dipped back into that 142, got some at 142.50. Now it's back toward that 143 high. It looks like we're kind of gradually raising back up towards some of these highs, with the exception. Look, I mean, there's small caps down there, and there's one exception that I do want to note. Look at Walmart. Remember how strong Walmart was yesterday and this morning? Doing absolutely, positively nothing. And because we're not doing the rundown, I missed the opportunity, so I'm going to show you now. Oh, I actually thought I was going to pull up Target and say I convincingly got wicked out at the high of the day. But Target bounced up a little bit here. But this morning, you know, I took the hit on Target only to watch that basically be the high and come back down. But Target's actually stronger than Walmart this afternoon, which is very surprising to me. I would have thought they'd be going lockstep. But Walmart, all that strength seems to have faded away here, even with the market trying to rip back to the highs. And we're not green yet. We're actually 0.5% or more down on the NASDAQ. The ES is close. It's about 0.25% to the downside. So as strong as it might seem, market's still red on the day.
Just reading through some of the chats there. Yeah, people asking why is the market strong? I mean, we did have the Fed come out there with the minutes, came out, released them, talked about. I guess. Well, I mean, look, where is the Fed? Let's go to that Fed rate tool. I mean, Brendan just talked about it. I'm just going to search it up right now. CME Fed rate. I was just on this on the main show, so let's just show it here again quickly for you. You could see it was 53.47 or so right now, and you could see it's actually been increased now. This is 50 basis points. This is 75 basis points. So it's, I don't know if you could see that, but it's 60% to 40. So 60%. This is for September, right? So it's the 21st of September. So yeah, you still got lots of time here. These numbers could dramatically change, but for right now, it hasn't changed that much. On the midday show, it was like 53.47 or something like that. So it has bumped up a little bit in the opinions of others where they're going to go in the next month. Interest rate hike. But again, remember, it's still a month and 4 days away. So lots can change, but you can see that. So, I mean, I guess 50 points is probably better for the market. Not probably, it is better for the market. It's all about how you judge what these mean. But for me, if they're going to be waiting on numbers, you are seeing obviously inflation come down a little bit. Whether or not it's down enough by the time.
Some strength in blue. That was that monkeypox name that's been halted for the last half an hour or so. There were some other related names that were starting to get going as well, but blue was the one that they were all sort of teeing off of here. I'm looking to see if it can take out this high. Like it opened back up. It has not retaken 8 even. You have an 820 top that it could be taking out any second. But the longer it holds without making a rush, it's gapped up a lot. You do fear there could be a bit of a rug pull. And I keep getting asked about here. I can tell you about the only thing that went wrong on longs when the minutes came out was trying to go long in ear. They rug pulled it, not rug pull, but just failed breakout, and then another leg down through VWAP. It's creeping up again. I just don't trust it the way it's trading. It's not trading very well right now. I understand it looks strong, but if you're long from earlier, hold on to it. But I don't like ear right now. I'm going to be staying away from this one this afternoon.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt. Just the stream was down, and they're just saying to, yeah, you didn't even notice. Oh. So they're just, Fahad's in our ear, Lucas, they're telling us to refresh the stream because we want you to, it's the first time for our new guest here. So we want to be able to have everybody listen to what's going on there and respect that. So hit the refresh on the stream. Apparently it's good to go. 5,000 people watching. So thank you for all that. Let's hit the like button and let's go over to Brendan and our guest.
As promised, jumping in to help us make sense of what all this means. Tony Knack is the head analyst at Financial Juice. We're happy to have Tony jumping in this afternoon to give us a little more insight on not only what this means as far as what we can expect in the near-term future for the overall market, Tony, but looking out a little bit further as well. I'm just keeping my eye on the Fed funds tool. 63.5% right now for the half-point hike coming up in September. Give us your thoughts here coming out of these minutes.
Yeah, so I think clearly the markets, they haven't been given the indication from the Federal Reserve as they have been in the past, whether or not the Federal Reserve is open to a 75 base point hike or a 50. They haven't given a number, which is great for stocks because you don't want too much clarity on where the Federal Reserve is headed. So I think that's the key thing that markets have taken as more of in a bullish way, that if the key headline that had to come through, which had caused the stock indexes to fly, which was that they said that Fed officials saw a slower rate hike pace at some point, which hadn't been mentioned in the previous FMC statements or the meeting minutes that we have seen. So that, again, that is showing that the Federal Reserve at some point is going to, if they're going to slow down their rate hike at some point or their aggressiveness in a rate hiking cycle, then that would be a positive for stock indexes. So that key takeaway is, the Fed is open to looking to slow down the rate hike path cycle at some point.
Tony, one of the comments I found interesting as well was on the GDP side of things. They said there is a possibility now that we could see increased GDP for the remainder of the year. What do you take from that?
Yeah, that was actually quite an interesting point of view, because in the last meeting minutes, they had said that they were expecting a better second quarter. But the problem was we didn't get a better second quarter. We didn't see a rebound like the Federal Reserve was expecting. We got minus 0.9% for the second quarter data. So I kind of take that with a pinch of salt because, we still have... if you were to say we were going to see a rebound, the only thing that the Federal Reserve is going off of is, first of all, non-farm payrolls. We'd seen 500,000 jobs being added to the labor market, right? Still showing a strong economy, enough of businesses to be able to add jobs to the labor market and pull those people back in from the labor force. You have other bits of data too, of course, with the ISM manufacturing, Michigan consumer sentiment, where we're seeing a slightly better picture we're still in expansion territory in those areas, in the ISM area. And the University of Michigan data, though, again, the sentiment of what consumers are feeling, that's another key thing that the Federal Reserve keeps an eye on to where the economy might be headed. So if consumers are feeling that their financial situation is still, although, we're around 50 or 51, it's not great, figure-wise, but it's still above that 50 level, which I kind of consider that consumers are okay with where they are. And that means that, there might still be some healthy spending, which we have seen in the last GDP report. Consumer spending was still quite healthy. It was only the government spending in investment areas that was lower that pulled the GDP figure down. So I still think... So it's more of a mixed bag. So you could still see a slight further downturn in GDP if consumer spending drops off. If we see worse non-farm payrolls figures. Of course, there are other economic indicators you have to be aware of as well, with housing starts data. If we start seeing a further slowdown in that area, that can make things worse for GDP. But I think it's more of a mixed picture. So I would take a pinch of salt with saying that the Federal Reserve is expecting a rebound, considering how they tried to predict it before, and it didn't happen.
There's been so many comments, I guess, about the yield curve and the inversion of the yield curve for quite some time. Let's be honest, it's been a couple of months now. I want to show you it right now. This is a live look at, if we can, guys, there we go. So quickly at the top here, so here we go, 63.5% right now for the 50 basis points, 36.5% there for the 75. Then this is the yield curve right now. So we had a quick discussion earlier on today about the 3-month, Tony, which is here. So the 3-month, the 10-year, not inverted yet, but I mean the big one that everyone watches, the 2 or the 3-year here, both still significantly inverted.
Yeah. So so this is the key thing. So for a lot of traders, you've got to remember, with traders, they have access to trade anything from the 2-year to the 30-year, right, in the trading market, trading the bond prices. But if we're talking about from an economist's point of view and what the Federal Reserve looks at, they look at the short-term rates, or the front-end rates, as what some people would call it, and then compare that to the 10-year. So the 3-month and the 10-year, usually what they say is that gives them a better picture of where the economy is headed. Now, if we do see an inversion where the 3-month is stronger than the 10-year or the longer-term rate bonds, then that's a really worrying sign. But I think the reason why, when you said that when we'd seen that the Federal Reserve may see a better than expected GDP data for later on, is because you still have strong indicators that are within the economy, like the jobs data, the unemployment rate also falling down as well. So maybe that's why they feel that if you're looking at the 2 and 10-year, Yeah, for traders, they say in 20 months' time, we would expect a recession, or maybe 18 to 20 months. But you've got to consider that we haven't had the full effects of the rate increases as of yet. That usually takes up to a year. So it could actually take longer for the yield curve to invert to actually show us that we are in a recession.
Everybody, I mean, as traders, Tony, you know this. Everybody's looking for that little nugget that might give us a little bit of an edge, right? Looking at the overall market and something to trade. We appreciate the insight. We appreciate the information. Tony Knack is the head analyst at Financial Juice, joining us from the UK. Guys, we appreciate your time.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tony. We should have. You're not gonna. It was a great discussion. I know you're not going to ask, but he's across the pond. So maybe we'll find out next time what football club he supports there. And of course, the answer is going to be Liverpool. So I think everything will be good in that regard. While that was going on, Bed Bath & Beyond did some Bed Bath & Beyond things. Like, it was a market that was booming, and it was all attack, and it was everything that was, you regularly look at. And then suddenly we went 26 to 28 right quick in Bed Bath & Beyond. You can see that I am no longer short in AMC because you'd have to be nuts after I see a move like that happen. Someone stacked the offer here at 27. I'm on the bid 26, 60s or so, but someone's stacking 27. Even if they push it down, I'm going to back a little bit off closer to VWAP here. I can show you, oh yeah, I should get the level 2 up because you don't usually see this on a squeeze stock where someone's doing this, like 20,000 and just layering a bunch of lots here. That's about 70,000 shares. Whether or not it's going to be real if it gets to that price, or they have some orders in front of it, and then auto cancel can work for them, we'll see. If it pushes it down to VWAP, that'll give me an entry. It's back to life as far as I'm concerned. It's broken VWAP. It's stair-stepping to the upside, and that was the second time that put in massive buying. It did try a $2 move right there when the Fed minutes came out, and that's the second one in here. So I think the long is finally back here in Bed Bath & Beyond. There's been some good scalp longs, to be sure. But now above VWAP, it's a heck of a lot stronger. I'd love to see a 30 break today or tomorrow.
Serenity now, because like Microsoft just rips up to 235, which is where I was going to get out. We get taken out. We got back in, but we had to pay O's again. So it's like, oh man. And then this is part of it. And I did want to say a big thank you to I forget your name, but I did. You sent me a big long message there. Byron, thank you if you're still watching. I'm going to get to that there on Twitter. So thank you for that. Yeah, we used to have a friend in high school named Bosco. Well, his name was Byron.
His name was Byron. We called him
Bosco. And then he was the guy that introduced 3-card to our.
But that was good. See, yeah, you guys played. I never was in the.
Oh, you were never into that.
I think we linked up like maybe like the next semester is when the two crews merged.
I have to remember like what the rules were there, because I just remember like you could get down thousands and thousands of dollars and make it back right like that. It was like you had to match 3 cards.
You guys would mess around. We'd play like hearts for like 5 cents, a point, and then these guys were playing 3-card. I don't even understand I never knew the rules of the game either. So
man, I really wish that
Bosco probably just
made it up. I remember his
up.
Full name and everything, so maybe I'll have to.
Bosco made that game up.
Find him. Yeah. I think it was one of those games like you're playing dice on the streets, like just a quick game that you can quickly. Yeah, exactly. Game. Like you got that hot hand in a dice game. Yeah. So I mean, if no one's watched, I'm hoping that most people have watched the Chappelle Show. I'm gonna guess Randy has not watched the Chappelle Show. No. Yeah, no. Yeah, so there you go.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's one of the.
27 just broke. Go.
I mean, I love In Living Color, like Homie the Clown, don't mess around, And then that's started, our boy Jim Carrey and things like that coming through with Fire Marshal Bill. If you guys remember that, and of course Jennifer
Jim
Lopez.
Carrey's a legend. J-Lo,
Fly Girl.
The Fly Girls were amazing. That size at 27, it was real. They took the entire fill, so all 70,000 shares on 3 gateways just went at 27 even. I just grabbed the long on the break there, so I'm now scalping. I thought we'd get the VWAP dip there in Bed Bath & Beyond, but when 27 went, got to have that break. Hopefully we can get to 28. It's a long way before you can get to that 30 even area, but it feels like there's at least a chance I could try to make that move this afternoon. The thing about a breakout is if you don't see that push through in the first couple of minutes, you can expect usually a retest back to last support, which is 26.50. So if it doesn't really make that push into 28, I'd expect we could get back down to 26.50. If you're playing the longs where you don't like a breakout, that dip could be your chance to get it and then have a better price going into this move. The market also, as I look back, there was a little bit of a dip there in the market. Like Meta, I was in front of 178. That's starting to come back in. I never got a dip buy in Meta. Looking at that 176.5 and see if we can catch that. That's starting to come back a little bit here. The market strong, but there's a bit of a reversal. The ES got to 43,000 and put a reverse on there while I was paying attention to Bed Bath & Beyond.
To take a line from Pratt, it played the Uno reverse card there on the market, but not enough for me there. British billionaire Jim Ratcliffe wants to buy Man U, apparently. So we can have a quick look at that.
Huh?
Well, we know Elon is Audi on that. Man U, though, $13. This was a few minutes ago during all of our chaos. So let's see if Man U moved anywhere at all here. I mean, we know it was already up today. Obviously, he just started that up 5.5% today for Man U. But yeah, not really. I guess maybe it was a couple minutes ago, so it could have been that little spike there. And now it moved back down. I honestly, like Microsoft, I love you, Softy, but that was a nasty move that you just made. And then Google, like, why are my charts changing now? So, okay, we just took a piece out there at 59, obviously, on that short. We've just been shorting this name from the top there. It almost took us out again up to 121 there. So that would have been real frustrating if that would have happened. But it absorbs that 121 Google. And it's still staying down. So, you know, I want to do more work on relative strength. We've talked about that. And that's sort of where my mind is right now, looking at relative strength. So we will, you know, keep our eye on these things, but still looking for more opportunities. So let us know if there's anything in there. Yeah, Elon has no chance of saving Man U. I got to go into the story about Man U because right now it's a big problems over there as I take a little mark on my screen on the hub. What is that?
It happens.
Maybe it's not. No,
Did you kill a fly on the screen, Sean?
No, I can't scratch it.
You get a badge of honor for that if you do.
Yeah, something to do with e-signal charts up there. But yeah, so I don't know. What is the story with Man U anyways? Like they're all in a shambles apparently. I gotta.
Well, they have. I mean, look,
I gotta find out more news about.
It's a storied franchise,
well,
but they haven't. But they haven't been.
I was in Old Trafford.
They haven't been for a little bit. I mean, there was a decent run where Man City has just been, you know, actually in a lot of ways more impressive, and obviously Liverpool's better. But you know, it's ebbs and flows. I don't know the specifics.
They're like the New York Knicks, you know, like they're the most valued franchise.
But there's a difference, man. The Knicks haven't done squat. Like Man U's won. Like the Knicks haven't done squat in quite some time. Like, when was the last time we cared about the Knicks in the playoffs?
John Starks,
Latrell Sprewell, and
Starks and
John
Oakley
Starks
and
Anthony Mason.
Latrell Sprewell, things like that. So okay, here we go, man. Microsoft, you yourself.
He did choke the shit out of his coach.
That's what I just did the choke. You might not see that.
No,
That's why I did the choke. PJ Carlissimo, I believe, is who he put his hands on. Unbelievable. Anyways, okay.
You don't put hands on the anyways.
Let's just continue with the downside move here on Google, or on that's Google. First of all, but this is Microsoft. This is the one that's really come in. That is what. Like, I'm only in half the shares that I had, first of all, which sucks because that means I can't even make money on this move down. And then it got taken out by literally a penny on that upside, but I'm just thankful that our Google didn't get taken out, as here it comes right back into the 50 period, and we're going to respect this. And, you know, again, sometimes you get a little bit of bad luck, and sometimes you get great luck, right? I mean, sometimes it just ticks just outside your bid, and you, like just right there, I just bid 32 and I didn't get it, so I'll punch out here a little bit at 40 and see if it comes back down in. Just trying to respect that little lower level right here of the 50 period, because if we don't do that, and this happens to me again, then I'm going to be beside myself. So, you know, we're just kind of talking like tongue-in-cheek. I'm not upset. It's just when you miss key levels and you miss trades like that, sometimes it's like, it sucks because you were right there and you missed it. But AMC had another level. I mean, you talked about Bed Bath & Beyond making that move up. I'm going to say AMC at 22. Yeah. Is it halted, you said?
No, I was going to say, like, that 22 was clear. So what happened is it broke 22, and I was like, oh, let's go to the downside even more. But the second I saw Bed Bath & Beyond going, I didn't wait for the stop out at 22.60. I just punched out manually of AMC, saving 20 cents. Look, it's all well and good to have a stop or a trailing stop, but when Bed Bath & Beyond goes $2 and you're pretty much bouncing off the lows in AMC, you can just get out of the trade. You don't have to wait until your stop gets triggered there. You know it's coming. You might as well just get out. I wish I had reversed to the long. I think you go long in front of 22 on AMC, as long as we try to hold VWAP here in Bed Bath & Beyond. And here comes that test. So we thought that VWAP, if we could get a test of VWAP. It gets a 27 break. It got up, and it's done this twice now, right? 25 to 27, and then hold. Whoa, now it's going to 25 again. What an unbelievable move down, and I'm going to catch this one here.
Is it gonna
25,
halt?
25. No, it went to the halt. Essentially went right down to 25.
Yeah.
Bounced off of it. No, I didn't even get a fill.
What do we want to do if it halts? I mean, that's the thing. Do we want to go short?
I'm not touching it if it goes into a halt. I hate the halt trades on these now. What I was trying to do is like buy the death candle at the bottom and try and play it back into 27. But you can see it went right down to 25. I was just about to talk about that as support. And then it bounced up like $1.50. I'm paying up to about 70s here. I'll give it to 25 even. I don't want to be involved in a halt in this stock. Because the problem with the halt is a lot of times you used to try to get paid out, holding through the halt, and then expecting that you can get like a higher price. It halts down, you go short, you're looking for it to open lower. It halts up, you buy the long, you want it to open higher. That's not how this has worked out on these bigger names. Look at what's happened the last time it did an up halt. It halted at 27.27, opened up and went down. It didn't open or gap higher or lower, so the halt game is vastly different from what it used to be, guys. You have to be playing. I think you play the move after the halt. Like if it rejects that halt price, I shouldn't have been looking for a breakout up. I should have said, no, reject that halt. Once it can't hold it, I should have been going into the short side of the trade because that's been a better indicator. Anyways, back to this, hopefully getting above VWAP and playing back into 27. But death candles abound here on Bed Bath & Beyond. It still holds VWAP for now, but it has to chew through this 26 to get back going toward that 28 level. Maybe we don't see that 30 after all, and we got too excited. Brendo?
This BWV popping up on volume still. Did try to make another move back to 7 there. Looks like it's failing a little bit back to the downside. The potential monkeypox vaccine stock. Also this one, that Bluebird Bio, they got FDA approval for a gene therapy. $2.8 million gene therapy, by the way. Resumed has come off $1 since, guys.
I'm sorry, 2.8. What was it? I missed the number there, so apologies. There, it didn't sound like it was all that impressive. I was looking at Blue a little bit earlier and some of the other names that were moving there, but I don't want to be adding too much. If it's a fast mover, if it's breaking out, if it's a small cap, I don't think you want to be trading it while you're trading Bed Bath & Beyond. It's one thing, like I can watch the futures and have trails and have the levels I know for like the Apples and Amazons and Meta. Those three are going to move more or less together. Right? Like if you're picking Bed Bath & Beyond to trade, it's usually just that. If you're playing a proxy one, it's really not that bad. Like you can sit in an AMC because it's not as volatile as Bed Bath & Beyond, but I'd rather be focused on this. I want to see if this can get back up toward that 28 high, make another bit of a break, but there's no way. If it breaks 25 here, 23 is where your best support was. And if it's going to turn negative, then I'm back to wanting to short AMC because if this move is going to fail, then I want to go back to square one, which was every single time there was weakness in Bed Bath & Beyond, just take the curl on AMC. I mean, we saw the death candle, you could just be shorting it off 23. It's not even hedging myself. I'm just going to go back to shorting AMC. I got out of it because it looked like Bed Bath & Beyond was going to go, and right now it looks like it's resisting that 26 level. So we'll see if it can hold 25, but I'm going to find myself a short in AMC so we can get back to business where that was working all day long.
All right. Man, yeah, good talk there about everything. We are getting ready to have our new desk installed.
Are they installing it?
I don't think they're installing it. I mean, we still need. Is that that's not a TV
what
in
is
there
that?
right now? Is it? Oh, it is the TV. I was wondering if it was a cutout, but yeah, the desk. I mean, when you guys are, if you got a view of that over there somehow, we do have it. I know he put it into our chat, but I'd rather
Randy's not messing. They're not messing around.
I'd rather show the desk.
They're not messing around
when we do get a second. So we'll get some cameras over there to show that to you. Brendan's getting in. There it is, right there. Hey, good job, Fahad, right there. You can see Brendan's getting an upgrade right there. It's jorts on special there, as we see Randy there with his jorts as they get ready to install that. Oh, it's not replacing the desk. It's going in front of the desk. Oh, there is a whole other part too. Okay, well, wow. Busy times there right now.
Looks nice. Looks nice.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it looks great.
Well
and again,
done.
we want to thank everybody. We want to thank everybody for their memberships today. True Trading Group as well with a big membership, and hopefully more to come with those guys.
And the super chats and you guys helping to grow the community.
That's what I was saying. It's building.
Like that's where it goes. It goes into a much nicer desk for Brendan, who definitely deserves it. So we look forward to that. And that's all we try to do. Like try to make the show a little bit better for you guys each and every single day.
Let's go, Google, man. Come on, man, Google. You deserve, first of all, our stream went down a little bit, so I think Google can go down as well here a little bit. And I want to shout out I believe it. Is he over there? He's not even over there. But I want to shout out Shane for, again, one more time. I mean, every day this guy's buying coffees.
And donuts.
And he's buying you donuts. But I didn't see any apple fritters in there. You might have to speak to him
So the
about
problem
that.
is I'm already, Shane, one of our new traders on the floor here, if he brings donuts every single day, I don't have the discipline to not eat one every single day.
What was it today? You had the double chocolate again.
Again, because that was the best one that was left.
I'm turning this guy bearish.
We do the morning show.
I've
By
had
the time I get to it, there's only like 2 or 3 left. So if there's a fritter there, someone else is eating
I'm trying
it.
to shout that dude
Maybe I
out,
would.
but I don't see him there, so I don't know.
They're all busy because the market's moving, man.
Are they, though?
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, not busy, but
doesn't look
yeah,
like
okay. Needless to say, let's turn this into a bear here and get going because I'm still in my same shorts that we've been in all day here, not all day, but since this whole move, and they've come back, man. We're going to be down on that move, on the Fed here because of Microsoft, but honestly, it hasn't really been that bad for me. I mean, it's just we did have that one take. This Google, reloading into this Google short has been really fine for us. We're able to not really get hit too much on it. It did pop above here, and we did get out, but then we just reloaded the same amount of shares, so it turns out to be okay. And we do have, and I do understand that when I talk like this, we have a huge advantage here at Day Trade the World just because of the simple fact that we have direct execution into the market. Day Trade the World has, lightning fast system here, so able to get in and then get right back out on some of these trades. So I do understand that a lot of you, on PDT and whatnot might not be able to do that, especially in the United States. Day Trade the World not available there, but the rest of the world, I mean, if you're looking for a prop firm or prop floor to be on, definitely go to daytradetheworld.com and you'll be able to find hopefully one there and hit up with Justin, maybe even open your own floor as well. So Day Trade the World, continues to let us short these names. We have a pay for short system, which has been fantastic, and they're dirt cheap to do that. So we want to thank our tier 1 brokers for that as well. But yeah, allowing me to get right back in it. And I understand that, it is the speed of our execution that lets us do that, and all these different names that we're able to trade. I mean, I have 3 positions right now: Google, Microsoft, and Walmart, and they're all being managed by risk.
The crazy thing is, some people are like, oh yeah, I like the charts. Execution is everything in day trading. And I think when you're looking at momentum in the tape, all the focus has been into stability of execution and speed of execution, and that's the first focus. Quite frankly, I'm not gonna lie. That's exactly what they do because that's what you care about, staying up, and that's what you care about, being good. I can always trust the tape, and I can always trust my executions, which is fantastic. Speaking of like Sean just said, it allows you to do things like dip buy, scalp out. So I just got another dip in Amazon, not 42s this time, 142.5, and then I'm going to place them out in front of 143. It never broke 143.40, looks like the actual high since the Fed came out. I did get a dip in Apple, so you see my average price now 175.40. That's about flat at the moment. The one that's against me is this Bed Bath & Beyond. It's holding 26 for now, but what I did go ahead and do is say if we're not jailbreaking on Bed Bath & Beyond, then we're going back to the well and shorting AMC. So the next pop that we saw in AMC, we shorted it. It got to about 23.70 or so. I got the mid-60s. We'll play it off that 23 area. And that way, if we don't go to the upside, all that happened on AMC is it just trended down the entire day. And I just waited, I took a 24 break, and it just trended down the entire day while Bed Bath & Beyond was doing nothing. So if Bed Bath & Beyond goes sideways, I'd expect AMC to just go back to slowly falling down. 22, I think, is that level where you might see a bit of a bid. It looks like there's buyers on AMC at 22. So I definitely want to be paying myself out in front of that level. Otherwise, it wouldn't make a heck of a lot of sense. I have not added to Meta at any point. But it's starting to get close. Meta's getting back toward this 176. Market's still looking, I'd say, pretty solid. If you kind of look at what's going on with the NASDAQ here comes a pretty key test. So we had this morning, the morning pre-market highs were above that 13.5, obviously, but 13.55, 13.56 or so. So that's what's being challenged now. You are sort of approaching some of these moving averages back in for a test. If it can hold, then I think we can go back into that upside. It's only now, it feels like it's been 2 hours. That's what happens when you trade after the Fed or get some big market moves. We're only hitting power hour in 40 seconds. We still have an hour to go here. So the long term or the direction going into the close has yet to be determined. For now, the breakout prices have been held on the way back in, but we're getting back to square one on some of these, which can set up some shorting opportunities. And remember, some of the retail has been weak, so that might be a place to head.
You a weak. That's what my daughter sends. She always sends messages to Baxter. Says, you a weak. Not our week, a week. So I
Is that like extra week? Or?
Yeah, it's like extra week. It's like not only
That's
are you
cold,
weak, but
man.
you are a week. Okay, good. My bodyguard is.
She was beating him up when they all came.
Thank God
you know
for that. In case someone comes in here, shout out to Sharif.
Oh, here comes
there.
Blackbird.
I said to Sharif, I was outside filming that tweet that I gave there. Randy, there's some nice Tim Hortons coffee there you can have. By the way, one of our traders. Is he back yet, Shane? I don't know. Yeah, man, go hit that up. I know you and Mark.
Enjoy yourself.
You and Mark are busy right now. But yeah, as I was outside with Sharif there, he's like, I gotta go to the gym, man. I was like, well, you better run because it was gonna rain. Is it raining yet, Sharif? No, still not.
The dark clouds are still in the north.
Okay, the dark clouds are looming in the north there, Neil. So, and I knew because I was talking with my wife, and she's like,
Winter is coming.
Yeah, exactly. You can feel that right now, by the way. I feel like every evening it's a little chilly
Yeah, it's not
here,
fun.
which sucks, man, because it's still like 25, 26 degrees, but it does get a little chilly here as we approach football season. Lots of stuff popping off here as we get ready for our fantasy drafts, as well as I'm sure a lot of
Antonio
you
Gibson, we need to have a discussion, bro.
Yeah, that was one of your guys, right? And now
I
you know he's
have-
playing third
I have
string.
due to my dynasty league. I mean, 2 leagues, dynasty league, and then a keeper where we keep 9 guys. So like, he's my RB2.
You're not keeping him now, though, are you?
Well, I mean, I believe in miracles. No, probably not.
Anybody there in Washington has any downloads about that? But I heard he's
He's
on
running
the
with the punt team, bro.
I was going to say
Last time I checked,
I didn't want to bring it up because I knew that you were a big Antonio Gibson
starting
guy.
running backs don't run with the punt team. Historically speaking,
What do you mean, like
that's-
Walter Payton and Barry Sanders weren't great special teams players? This is just a joke. Obviously, they would never put those guys on the special teams.
There it goes again, Bed Bath and Beyond.
I'm
So,
watching it right now. It's 26.50 and ripping.
This is what the stock does, man. It just goes to the upside. I'll hit a basketball one because I don't want to think about football. You want Antonio Gibson? I'll give you a discount, man. Why'd you even have to bring that up? It's sour now. Sour about that.
How
cat.
did it come up, by the
I
way?
was all-
You brought it up. What are you talking
I
about?
brought it?
I brought up fantasy football,
Oh,
and you're
that's
like,
my bad.
oh, man, I got Antonio Gibson issues. I mean, that was you. I didn't want to bring it up because I don't want to get you sour about the market
I'll
right
keep
now.
Gabe Davis over him.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
So
what
you know
I'll do.
what are you worried about? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, what pick do you have in the first round? Do you have one? I think I have pick 5.
I got 2 in the first. I got 8 and 9.
Okay. So, well, Hall won't be there, I'd imagine.
Hall's going 1.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah. I don't even know who picks one. But
Number 1's written in pen. The guy traded up there. He's going to take Breece Hall. But back to the markets for a second here. Bed Bath & Beyond bounced off VWAP after the death candle, but it's putting in a lower high, so I'm going to take some out in front of 27, 26.60. While that was happening, see why I like AMC for the short? And I understand the apes don't love that. Bed Bath & Beyond, a huge move upside. AMC, let me zoom in so I can, AMC bounces, goes 20 cents, doesn't even hit the lower high, and now is starting back into the downside. So relative weakness clearly all day long in AMC. But I don't want to ignore this blue, not because you're my boy blue, but because it feels like I thought it was dead. So it opens up after halting for 2 hours or whatever it was, instantly rejects $8, but has found a bid. Wick off bottom at 7, and now a higher low at 7 even. So there's a chance this is catching a bid off that wick off bottom at 7 even. If you're looking at blue, might not be dead just yet, but pretty unimpressive after the halt. I mean, you know, the last thing you want to see after a long halt to the up and then it opens up that far is everybody selling en masse at exactly the same time. $7 is your support. If it breaks that, probably done for the day.
All right. Man, we got into some more Google there. I mean, it just looked, I'm sort of thinking right now that, you know, we're out of the majority of our Microsoft as it came right down. We talked about respecting that 50 period, so we did that. We're able to get out. Now we don't have many shares left on this one. I'm just wondering, is this market now over as far as assessing the Fed? I mean, you know, it came out there. We got some big volume spikes. You can't see them there, but some big volume spikes into that move, and we made that high. And then since then, we've sort of just faded back, but now we're starting to catch a little bit of a bid. So this is the market, and that is the 50 period on the market. So we are still above that. We don't like to hold shorts into this, but at the same time, I don't feel like we're at like a risk spot right now. I mean, I would really like to see us get back down to 13,500, and we're only 60 points away from there. So I'm pretty confident with what we're seeing right now in this market and a possible pull back in here, or just a flat rest of the day. So let's look for some names that are like sort of outsized here, maybe one way or the other. Sean is short AMC, but long Bed Bath & Beyond. Not me.
I'm short AMC
Right.
and long Bed Bath & Beyond. But
Someone said that we should put our names underneath there.
Well,
Because it just shows our picture.
if you can't tell the difference between the
But
two
I mean,
of us,
I guess, you know, we don't really say our names too much, except for at the end of the show. I'm like, for Sean and for Neil and for Brendan. Like,
Because you wouldn't, like, we're sitting next to each other. We had this conversation the other day. It's like,
I feel like you need to have a better camera
I never
angle
say
here.
your name because we're just next to each other talking. I'll just turn to
Right,
you
of
and say
course.
what's up. So I never actually say Sean very often.
more for the, we always say Brendan.
But I tried to
by the way.
explain, like Bed Bath & Beyond, when it shows strength, AMC's just been relatively weak. So shorting pops on it and sitting in the short has been good pretty much most of the day
It
here.
is
That's
underneath
why,
us, someone said?
What's underneath? What are you
Our
talking
name
about?
tags? No, they're not.
No, it's not.
They're not, are they?
No, you can't see our names.
Yeah. Hi,
I'm Neil, that's
I'm
Sean.
Sean. Hi, how's it going?
There you go.
And I think we have an opportunity to throw it to Brendan, do we?
Do we?
Yeah, we should have those big arrows, like big animated arrows pointing down. Two things. I have a new TV. We'll get to that in a sec. But GDRX just popping up here on a big volume spike to the downside, guys. Already down 10% anyways, but flushing for good RX. BPMC is another gene therapy company that also had a blood therapy that they were working on that had some negative results. So on the back of that Bluebird Bio news for BPMC, downside.
Okay, so blue to the downside. Everything else kind of getting back to the upside. Apple retest 176 here, so I'm going to get some more shares out of that one. You're retesting 27 on Bed Bath & Beyond, so that looks pretty strong. Meta, I never got that fill. Yeah, never. Yeah, 176. It bounced off 176.17. This is not bouncing as strong. Meta looks relatively weak at this point, but I think Amazon, that one looks okay. Apple, but Meta might be running out of steam here. Might have to take kaputs for reloading on Meta. If that breaks 176, I'll just be out.
I always want Fahad to show the desk again when he can.
Yo,
because,
that's him.
It looks pretty sick right now. There it is. Look at that. The TV screen is there. Brendan, picture in picture on
Good
Brendan.
job, guys.
And of course, Randy has to stick his head right in there. There it is right there. Look at that. Nice desk, man. Nice looking desk right there. As we change it up a bit, man, we are upgrading.
That is sweet.
Hopefully they don't upgrade the hosts anytime soon, because then you and I. Okay, well.
They'll get hosts with more hair.
The
That's what'll
hostess
happen.
with the mostest. Okay, the market now, NASDAQ crack a little bit here to that downside. I mean, whether or not it hits that period or not, this is a 2-minute chart, but it is a nice little move down because we're noticing Microsoft coming right back in right now. So let's just do our best to scalp out a little bit of Microsoft because it did just come back into that level. So there it is. We'll take a 29 bid, get some out on Softy. My bigger position is on Google, but there it is, a nice little take to the downside there on Microsoft. Now all I can see out of my peripheral vision is like the TV flicking back on and off and things like that. So now I'm gonna have to deal with more. Now Brendan's face is like right there. It was just right in my grill there again, because this screen is a little closer.
It's intense, man.
It's a little
cool.
intense. It's a little
cool.
intense.
We'll have to
And
get
plus,
used to
I
it.
think Sharif, this guy never stops eating, by the way. Like there's like really great smell. There it is. There's the camera.
I
right
wasn't gonna
there,
say anything, but-
going back and forth. There's Prad's desk and everything like that. But you can see Sharif behind us. There it is. Yeah. Ooh, the picture in picture there. I like it. Don't break the web.
So you see Sharif, you see the guns, but like obviously you went to the gym, so you know you got to get the protein on. What are you eating, dude? That smells
It's
delicious.
just chicken and veggies, like. Oh, it's
What's wrong with
fish.
that?
Was it chicken earlier?
Fish.
Oh, that's
fish,
not, I'm not smelling fish.
Fish and mixed veggies, but the sauce must be pretty
Must
good.
be
because
some hot fire. And by the way, I've invited Sharif to do the Hot Ones challenge with us. He says he's down. He likes hot food. Also, there's going to be a special guest there. You may not know who it is. But
They'll
he's
probably
gonna,
guess.
Yeah, you'll probably guess it. He's going to be doing it with us as well. And look, I've tried to get Maggie. Well, we've all tried to get Maggie or Katrine or Liz or somebody to join us.
Actually,
And
I think Katrine might. I think we can get Katrine.
I think we could get Katrine as
Of the
well.
three, I think Katrine will.
Yeah, well, Maggie's a little camera shy. Hopefully we can get her in as well. I know Brendan's already. Oh, I didn't realize we're on a 3-shot there. What? No, what? Well, you're down.
I'm what?
He doesn't have a
You're
choice.
down for the hot ones, is what I'm
He
saying.
has no choice.
No chance.
You're not going to try that.
I'll try, but I'm like first round, I'm out,
Oh yeah,
guaranteed.
that's fine. First
Guaranteed.
round?
You gotta- Yes.
I thought the first
try
round is
it.
like
Yes.
a medium or something.
I am not a spicy food person at all. At all.
I'm not really either, to be honest with you. But I mean, I like spicy food. I don't know.
You just got to
I
go
like
ahead.
spice when it's supposed to be there. Like, I don't want to murder myself
Right.
on these Scovilles. I mean,
Right.
Oh, no.
250,000 Scoville unit right now. Brendan, is there anything you want to talk about? Because right now the market is tanking down in.
Well, we can do that first. I was just going to explain the desk situation.
Sure.
But
Let's
if,
do it.
Okay. Can we go to that? Yeah, there we go. So this part is all going to be updated as well. So what you see on the front is just the beginning and is going to be just the front. So we can put, obviously, our logo. We can put whatever logo we're talking of the country. We can put AMC and GameStop on there. Yeah, the rundown, whatever we want. So in the works, but all of that is going away, and we're going to have a brand new desk, guys. So super excited.
We can put a Buffalo Bills insignia up there as well. Like that's, you
put
heard me, Sharif. Not Buffalo Bills. We're gonna put.
Yo, you just worry about Dak Prescott, okay, bro? Like
he's a Dallas Cowboys fan, Sharif.
Like Dak is my quarterback. Yeah, well,
Dallas.
I mean, they might not even get Michael Gallup back until Christmas or Thanksgiving. But
I would invest
Ezekiel Elliott
in shares of Tony Pollard in your fantasy league.
Yeah, I was going to say Ezekiel
He'll come at a
Elliott
good value. I love the Memphis backs, the system they have going. It's like every single back out of that system knows how to catch the rock and is a good transition to the NFL. Anyways, we could talk that all day. Bed Bath & Beyond was looking like it wanted to challenge 27, got right to 27 even, dipped right back in here to 26, and the market starts to come back in. At some point, if we take out 175, on Apple, I got to give it up. DeLong's been good to us in the afternoon, but I just saw 76 come back into play in Meta. I'll be getting out of Apple at 175. I do still like Bed Bath & Beyond above VWAP, though, so we'll hold on to that one and give it back to this 25.50 or so. But the overall market, with the exception, I was about to say the exception of Tesla. Not really, because Tesla's still above 920. It's still above the breakout pre-market levels, not quite at VWAP yet, but that's that. We get back to VWAP, you better bounce. Because otherwise you just had another one of these rug pulls. And you have a nice wick top. The long trend that we're sitting in, it looks like it's trying to reverse. There's that breakdown. I got my trails out and I don't really have to do anything. Hopefully they'll just stop out. Hopefully they don't stop out, but if they do, I'm not looking to catch any of these dips at this point. It's likely to be just Bed Bath & Beyond in terms of playing to the long side momentum if we can't hold on to support here, which is testing. Even NVIDIA is right back at 183 as I look at it. That was the breakout price it put in.
We go hit that red market right there. We'll also do a little bit of a belly dance situation here because look what Google just did. It just threw up all over itself. So that's really nice. We're short at 121 right now. It's at 120, so we're happy with that. We just take our out there. Whoa. A nice move down again for this name as we continue to make that march. It just hit 120 for us. So a nice little move down there for Google. Bang, bang, bang. There it is to that downside. And if any of you follow me on Twitter, it might be a good time right now. We just put some fun stuff up on there. So as you can see, hopefully we'll just revamp this. We have a Homie the Clown we just put up there. So if anybody has any comments on who their favorite character is, someone else put on here, Fire Marshal Bill. So there it is right there. Shout out to Wen Diesel there. And then we just put this out here, a behind the scenes shot right now of the new desk and our crowd and everything here, our camera crew. I am noticing you can almost see somebody right there, but you can't really do it. So that's good. I made sure that we couldn't do that, but there's the desk and everything. So find it there. I'll put my handle out and you guys can find that. So a couple behind the scene things there popping off on my Twitter though. So join me. I mean, it's almost 35,000 followers. So thank you again for all the love there. And yeah, homie, don't play that, says the market, as Jay Powell smacks the market on the head a little bit here as we start to go to the downside. Any news on what that move was, or is that just maybe a technical break?
It looks like a technical rejection.
Yeah, it would appear for the time being anyways. A little one popping off as well. Speaking of popping off, LMFA. Just starting to rip here, guys, up to L80 on huge volume as well. So 62% here for LMFA.
LMFAO because
I was about to say, I'm like,
yeah, right now I'm LMFAing at
did they know
Microsoft.
what they meant by that?
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone knows what that means. We don't want to say it on there.
That's like D-Nut, man. That's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, we haven't even looked at D-Nut.
Don't even bother.
Here today. Okay,
the stock is garbage.
Let's not do it. I mean, NU was a bomb yesterday. Bomb stock to trade. Bomb meaning good. There and today it's coming back in NU. We just did it again right there. Let's go unplugged here as. I mean, we're not trading anything EV space related there, but look at this Microsoft move. Like, wow. Again, we have $1.80 in the money on this name, which is shitty, man, because like honestly, like we had that top just came to the downside, but the market's giving everything back here a little bit as we head into the close. We're in the power hour now, and we just got jolted back down into right where we were. What a surprise. We are right back to the exact level of that release. So all the way to the upside and exactly, basically bouncing. This is a 2-minute chart, but bouncing off the bottom here of that chart. So you can see it comes right back into where we were before the number and then right back down. So that's why like net here, my net will be about the same. We will have lost a little bit because that Microsoft take there was horrible. And then we only got into half of it back. So that sucks. But we definitely got paid out here on our Google trade as that came all the way back in. A reload there. Good thing we didn't get stopped out at 121 again. We put that a little bit higher, but there it is. Google pulls all the way back as well to its pre-2 p.m. level.
And the irony, the only thing that stuck around and didn't trail out on the long side, believe it or not, was Bed Bath & Beyond. That's a little bit surprising, but it is what it is, as the kids say these days. It's bouncing off you up, but I will not, like, I'm not going to go. It makes intuitive sense to me, at least. But AMC continues to reject lower highs, even as Bed Bath & Beyond shows some strength. So, right back at this 2280, it's just essentially giving you this level, and then popping back into 2240, 22 even is support there. So I'll keep going to the AMC short. It does make a lot of sense. But if it takes out 23, we'll accept that it's going upside. That'll probably mean Bed Bath & Beyond has moonshotted definitely. That LMF was LMFO, which. Was it LMFO? I guess not. Whatever. Either way, I was going to go to that one, but let's forget about it for a second. That blue, which I did say if it held on to $7, could be a potential runner. It didn't hold on to $7, so I think this one is pretty much done for the day. It's now tested below that twice. I'm not even going to look at this one again. It needed to hold 7 to have a second salvo, and that's not happening at all. I'm going to reload, if I can, into one from earlier this morning. The chip name that I liked to the short side was Micron.
I was just going to talk chips. That's hilarious.
Oh, nice. That I liked was Micron. It since got to the price that I tried to get earlier in the session. I ended up having to short it near that low. But the shorts that I wanted was it pulling back into 62. It just rejected 62. You can see it had this nice tight range, 75 to 62 at the high. I want to short off of that range going back over to the well in Micron. I just liked its relative weakness. It just crapped all over itself at the open. And like the shelf that it broke, and then that 62 was absolute gold. I love that level on the higher time frame as well. So if it gets a pop, I want to short something that I felt the same way at about 9:30 here. If I felt it was weak at 9:30, I'd rather short that than jump into something new.
All right, a couple different trade ideas that I have on board right now that I'm willing to take, and it's going to be, I just mentioned to Neil, well, you heard that I was like funny because I was just going to talk about chips as well. Like I was looking for something else to trade here, AMD. So, I mean, AMD is a positive name for me today. Earlier, we shorted a great level. Like this was, I don't really know how we picked this level. I'm going to have to go back and look to see what was up with that. But we did get a market spike there. So, I mean, I'm assuming AMD ripped up to that top level of basically 98, and we shorted it and took a real good advantage of it. That's our fill down at 97.03 right there, or 97.10 or whatever it was. So we already hit that short one time. And I'm just thinking again here, we're below the 50 period right now on the 2-minute. We are right now at 98 bucks. So I'm looking at a short right here for AMD. And you know, I mean, you know what? I'm going to put on a little piece right now because we're up here. And I just, you know, I am willing to push this through 98. So that's sort of where my short is going to come in is through 98. I want to put it on. But I feel like we do have some protection up here. And if it does want to go up to the upside, we do have that wick top right there, 98.33. So definitely for me, worth taking. I mean, I offered 13. So if it comes in, we'll get the fill at 13. That was just kind of random there because I'm trying to put on basically about 25% or let's see, I just got the fill, so I know how many shares I have. So we are putting on now 25% of the short that we want to have on in total. If it does take out this bottom, then we'll have a better average price, which is part of the reason why I'm doing this. So let's do that right now. We'll see if it takes out 98. I think we'll take a little piece out at 98 flat first, if this does come back in, because, hey, look, we're going to get the trade anyways on the downside. So let's see about a reload short right there, 98.13. We'll hit this long shorter if it breaks out 98. I like that trade. You're below now. Let's see if the NASDAQ had its run here. And that's a big move down on no news. So right back into this level. And I feel like we were kind of topping out before Fed. It blew it out. So let's see if we do want to test. Look, we're testing the top of this Fed number. Let's test the bottom here before we get into the Fed at 13,400. Let's see if, or 13,450. So that's sort of the logic there. Let's just see if it prints out.
Yeah, and someone in the chat just said Bed Bath & Beyond's running out of time to moon. Yeah, today it definitely is. It's held on to that 25.50 higher low that it put in. That's all I want to give it to. You can see, like, I got back into just sort of shorting AMC for that reason. But I want to show Apple here. Obviously, since that nice move to the upside, a couple of stair steps up, it comes right back beneath the original entry for the longs post-Fed minutes. And now it's going to re-challenge this it could re-challenge this 174 level. This is my 15-minute chart because I did want to show that we've ever since we challenged that 173 to 173.5, yesterday's high. I like the long in that break. I like the higher low was able to put in there in the morning off of 173. And I still want to only play Apple to the long side if I can do so. I think there's other places to go short. If there's going to be a bounce, well, Apple's still up 1%. Last I checked, just about everything else I'm looking at, checked around just to make sure that was true. Every chart I'm watching, the only one that's to the upside, Nvidia's down 3%, Amazon's down 2%. Obviously, the market, 1.25 on the NASDAQ, and the ES also red, but Apple's up 1. So this is the one I want to be dip buying. I'm looking at 174. I want to be patient here in this dip. The momentum was good at 2 o'clock. When the momentum shifts the other direction, if you like the long, be patient. Let the momentum take it down towards your price. We are running out of time with 40 minutes to go, but I'll be on the bid in front of 174 in Apple, at least up until the imbalances come out.
Lots of time.
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. So Walmart, hit the siren alert for that one as Walmart is back now down near the day's low on WMT. Again, I mean, day's low, coming right into that breakout spot at 139. That happened this morning. There it is right there. I mean, you barcoded early, then the market opened, and then I don't know. I'll have to check back on Target, but that's 139.25, the breakout spot there on Walmart. As looks like our AMD short. I'll talk about that in a minute. We did get the short. We did take a piece out. I will talk about that in a second. I'm just going to get out a little bit on Walmart here, and this is part of the problem, right? Is like managing all these positions as we go on the show. But let's just put a bit. There we go. So okay, so good out there on Walmart. A little crying action there because we were short early. But oops, I'm not even on the. Can't even see the chart. There it is. So there's our little out on Walmart. We just took it at 39. Spread 2 or 3 pennies. So I had to wait there to make sure I got filled on the bid, and we did do that exactly. Okay, so AMD. Okay, our short started here at 98. We actually got it. 98.13. We got it out at 98. Then we hit that short again, and it only went to 97.90, where we wound up getting out. So we did take some out there at 97.90 off of the even break, but you can see now we are accelerating back up to the upside. So that one might be, this is getting spicy again to the upside. Like, why did it just rip that up? I don't know for AMD, but there it goes again. Nice little move to the upside. That sucks there because we were just cruising on that short before this just happened. But now it looks like AMD is going to probably tap us out one more time here because where did that move come from? Future's not doing anything, but AMD just goes northbound. Like, come on, man. This is not my day as far as these kind of moves are concerned.
That's frustrating because I was just ready to go long in Apple, and then I noticed Amazon as well. I don't want to flip away from that chart, so we'll just do this a little bit easier so I can stay on what I was on. But Amazon bounced right off 142, so this probably should have been a reload back in Amazon. I'll go back on that bid. Like I said, I like 174 to be sure on Apple if we even see that, but 172 on Amazon is respectable as well. I have to respect the fact that there was a wipeout bottom at 22 on AMC. Then Bed Bath & Beyond put its move on. You're having some trouble getting close to that 22 again. So there might be a limit to how far this one can go down because the buyers are starting to pick up here, realizing that AMC has support at 22 even. So I'll get another leg out in front of the quarter, and then for sure be flat in front of 22 on AMC. Brendo?
Just saw Netflix pop up on volume here, guys, to the downside initially, but right back up. You can see a little bit of volume come in there. The ad-supported version that is coming apparently early next year will block downloads. So if you're on the ad-supported version, you will not be able to download shows, download movies, and then watch them when you're offline. So, bit of a move.
Yeah, I saw that there. It actually went over to Netflix and was like, nah, it didn't really move that much, but let's see if it's going to continue now. I mean, it's not, again, like, nothing. So, I mean, I don't know.
Literally nothing.
I mean, the market obviously went down and back up there, but that's, I mean, this looks like AMD or anything. So maybe not much there, but there is a big volume spike there on that news. But again, the market had a big volume move down here as well. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised. I thought that this move, this would create much more of a downside move here for Netflix than is happening. So, I don't know. Maybe that's kind of expected. And I kind of think that is expected. Like, you are going to get a little bit of, degradation on what your, account is allowed to do if you're paying less. I don't know. I mean, we tell our kids to down, like, if we're going on like a big trip, like,
Yeah, it's useful, man.
Yeah, like we go up north all the time, so sometimes the kids like to do that. But we also have Apple Plus, Disney Plus. Is it called Apple Plus? I don't know. Disney Plus, Netflix Plus,
It's
like whatever
Apple
the
Plus,
heck.
yeah.
My kid wants YouTube
Apple TV.
Premium. Apple TV is what it's called. We have Prime.
Everything, man.
Needless to say,
I don't like. Yeah,
I feel like I have enough of that.
If you have kids, it's like if you don't have Disney, it's like what are you supposed to do, man? And then like Amazon, that's where Peppa Pig. Anyways, it just I know where you're getting at. We have all that stuff too. I almost said crap, but I pay for it all, so obviously it's all good. Someone just mentioned NU. Okay, so it's not having a good day. It's down 8%. However, remember we were talking about this because of the gap up. I just finally got Micron short, by the way. But remember we were talking about this holding the gap above $5? Well, it just bounced off $5 here. So this breakout is still potentially on, as this might be a thing for tomorrow because it's 3:30 and it's trending down and it's very weak. But that is a wick bottom on monster volume, bouncing right off $5 even and then holding. NU holds $5 tomorrow. I'll be looking for longs off that level to be sure. It might be asking a lot for it to go here today, but I like that kind of a sign. You get a wipeout bottom. Obviously, the market's giving back in here. If it can support that, that's where it broke out from. And Bed Bath & Beyond, this is your chance. If you're going to go, hit enter twice, Neil. If you're going to go now. It's bounced off VWAP a few times here. It's given you the scalp. It needs to get to that 28. I think from 28, that's probably a separate trade. You need to see if it can break out and go to 30. I'm not convinced it's going to 30 anymore, but getting back to 28 seems like it's reasonable. Has to cut through that 27 level. I mentioned getting into Micron. That 62 level I like. It had that wick off top. It broke down right here at 61.75. So that's where I wanted to start the short in front of. Play it into VWAP, but the market heads back down. I feel like the chips were very weak this morning, but I felt like this chart was the weakest of all of them. I could be wrong about that. It's down 3.5 to NVIDIA's 2.7. AMD, I'm guessing, is about 2. I'll just go to my quote board.
Exactly 2,
Yeah, AMD's exactly 2. So yeah, Micron looks like it's the weakest one. Part of the reason I like it, but I like that price at 62 as well.
All right, so, I mean, we got punched out of our AMD again there, but we're a little bit back into it now on a little bit less shares, so let's see what happens there. Google, again, trying to short these names. Like, AMD's down 2%. Google's only down 1.3, but AMD seems to get going here when the market goes. I feel like we're not at any crazy levels now in the futures. I mean, this is a 30-minute chart of the NASDAQ. I don't know, hopefully this fills up. I guess I should have let it fill first, but, we're just kind of in the middle here, not doing too much. I did want to look at 13,500. That's right where we're at again right now. It's not doing anything from these levels. We did touch upside today, 13.6 on that move. The high was 13.7 before. So you're kind of not doing much on the NASDAQ these last couple of days. It's been a monster move upside here for the NASDAQ. So, I mean, and really until we get below, I mean, we highlighted this earlier today, and it's this level right here. It's 13.4, I guess. 13,400 right here on the NASDAQ. Whoa, which way is this? There it is. 13,400 on the NASDAQ seems to be pretty good. Topped out right there on the 8th, then danced around it. Again, making some moves off of that level to the upside back to that 13,700, and then back in testing it again, and then back to 13,600 this time on the test. So this is where I kind of think that once we break, we could start to test a little bit lower on the NASDAQ. I don't know about back down to 12,000 down there, which was that bottom. We talked about 12,000. How good was that as a level down there? Like, came back in and just, I mean, I could zoom back the other way, but really respected that 12,000 and then made a move back up. So, be interesting to test that again. I don't know if we do, but we got to get through this 13,000 first, which is that level. So let's see tomorrow if we can get below this 13,400. It doesn't look like it wants to do that today.
Mr. Ayers is in the chat. We'll see you on Monday. Have a safe flight coming through. We always have like lots of people coming through, trying to visit the office and say what's up, and of course, and have the opportunity to trade on the floor.
Just like Mr. Ayers, you know, like.
But, you know, it's
no, I know.
Yeah,
But
you
like,
put that name in the
like
chat.
Mr. Roberts.
What's crazy is we actually meet. What'll happen is like people will have like a chat name, and then a couple of people have visited the office. And then, you know, we'll meet them and then realize, oh, we've been talking. You've been in the chat like every single day. A couple guys from out west, but it's a different name because they don't use their real name. You have a chat handle, and then we don't even make the connection at all. So it's always nice. Look, it's always fun and nice to be able to put a face to the name and, you know, be able to interact with our viewers, and it's fantastic. We're hitting 3:30 here, so we're close enough to the imbalances that, you know, it gets to that point as a day trader where we're running out of time for this to go. Like if we're not getting to VWAP, if Mike Cron doesn't get to VWAP soon, then I'm taking like 5 and 10 cents or something like that, because it's got to give. Like, are we going up? Are we going down? And then the same thing for Bed Bath & Beyond. We're a little tighter to the close than I thought. So I might have to start thinking about this 27. If we're not going, then we're getting out at 27. And if AMC can't break 22, then we're getting out in front of 22. It's just, we're getting to that time of day. 20 minutes till the imbalances come out. Does feel like we just made another leg down to the downside there. So I'll get on the bid. I'm actually not even on the bid yet on Micron. So I'll get on the bid in the 50s to be sure. So if we can take some profit more on this. We just rang the register a bit more on AMC. So that is continuing to crack down. I saw somebody say AMC went 10% SSR. That happened a while ago. I know now it crossed the 10% mark again, but it already triggered SSR. That was at about 22.30 or so, and there wasn't even that much support there. So 22 looks like it's got the support. AMC to the south side. Hopefully Bed Bath & Beyond has another leg to the upside, but I feel like 27 or in front of 27 might be the best I can get.
Yeah, we're just going to give this, try to go 1-to-1 on the risk to reward here and just see if the market wants to dance around a little bit with AMD, that top side right there of 98.50. So we'll try. I mean, it's back and forth. I mean, we're not down that much on this trade. I mean, we just got, you know, that was 98.29. We took it out at 40 break. So, but there it is, 50. We'll see if it can hold that 50 level. It's just a high. I don't think psychologically 50s or anything like that makes any sense today. These names just move with the market. Like, I know that's crazy to say that, but it's like, if the market's going to make a move down, then I'm pretty confident that AMD, Google, all these names will go to the downside, except for Apple. And like I said, I am going to do some more work here even after the show, because I have another, by the way, we won again on T-ball, but we have another game tonight. This is just the house league.
You play
team.
every day? Like,
this is house league now. So,
oh, I see. Yeah, I get you.
As we get ready for playoffs. But playoffs for High Park T-ball, get that, they don't start till September 10th. Like,
it's going to be...
Isn't that late?
That's late,
like
bro.
September 10th. Kids are back in school and everything like that. I believe that's a Saturday, though, so that would make sense.
That's a little late for us.
And then when we win our first game Saturday morning, we play, see what I said there? When we win our first
have
game
to
Saturday
talk like
morning?
that.
Yeah, you have to. We will be playing again Saturday night. So that
I told our boy Zane about that. So like, because he coaches his kid too, and he's like, yo, we're going to like provincials or
on a technicality, right?
Well, yeah, well, that's a long story there, but he's like, yeah, you know, and if we win, I might have to make alternative plans for someone to draft for me at our fantasy football draft.
Might be better that way.
I'm like, that's what I told him. But what do you mean if you win? Like, say when somebody's gonna have to draft for me when we make it to the finals in the tournament. That's how we should think about it. But I already told him I can't draft for him because I'm be drafting in Dallas with our boy, and I guarantee you I'm gonna have the worst draft I've ever had in that league because I've seen his wine fridge and I've seen his rum collection. So I'm not going to do well in the fantasy draft. I'll be a little bit out of focus.
That sounds already like excuses again, man. It sounds like Zane again there.
I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real.
I have Wu-Tang and Nas that night. So I'll be
after the draft.
Yeah, man.
You're gonna have a good day, bro.
I'll be there earlier. I'll be probably leaving the draft early. I got to get to that concert early. Okay, so yeah, you know, so we are shorting AMD here. We talked about that. I mean, I don't want to go over too many more of my plays because honestly, I don't have any. We're short. I mean, I'm already short 4 names. Walmart, 90 cents in the money. Microsoft, $1.70 in the money. Google, $1 in the money, or 80 cents in the money. And then AMD, which is all of my attention because I've loaded back up into this name. We're going to see if we can take down to 98, where we will get out of some. And I was just talking about, like, we're short right here, flat now on the trade. So we're short flat, and, you know, I love to have gotten reloaded fully up there, but we did. We have our average position on now for AMD, so I'm comfortable with holding this amount of shares. We'll see if it comes down in. What I was getting at was, if I'm going to get out at 50, that would be a 25-cent hit because we're out at 25 right now. So that means I need to at least get that 1-to-1. I'd like to get it. So, I mean, what you like doesn't often mean what you get. But ask my kids that, well, my kids often get whatever the hell they want. But, yeah, anyways, more on that later on. But, you know, we are starting to tighten down. Yeah, I'm trying to, like, tighten that down a little bit as they get back to school. I mean, you do spoil your kids when it's summertime. So, I mean, I got to, you know, like,
only in
my
summertime?
daughter's like, well, more in summertime. And what I'm just talking about is the amount of time it she wants to go to the park and this and that. Like when they're at school, a little different because they're more socializing with their friends.
That's true.
And although we are keeping our, what? Oh, okay, that's a mistake. I had a little bit of a bid, so okay, thank God. We only got a 5% there. I did have a little bid there hanging around 15, so I didn't mean to get out there. A real out is down here at 03 as this market's pulling back down a little bit, so hopefully, maybe that's good. That might be my best out right there. It was an accident. So let's see if it comes back in. We did not mean to take 10 cents there, but we will take it, and hopefully that'll come back down and fill us. We were just waiting at 98.03, and it just printed 98.09. So yeah, a little bit of, like I said, sometimes those moves extend down and you get filled, and sometimes they don't, and then it just rips up against you another 20 cents. So such is life, man. That'd be nice. Likes to 12. We only have 1,200 likes.
That's it?
No. No, is that
only
true?
1,200? Well, there's 25 minutes to go, so we can do a little bit better than that. I'd like to think you got to see the new desk, which is going to be unbelievable there. And so you know where it goes when we put everything back into the show. So 1K likes. Take a couple of seconds here. The market has been giving you plenty of opportunities.
Not happy.
It was long at the bottoms and then shorts at the tops, and you get to see like both of those sort of in play. And on top of that, Bed Bath & Beyond's been making some power moves as well. The monkeypox stocks kept going to the upside. There's a lot to cover. We're doing the best we can. We got to hear all about Sharif's delicious food that I could still somehow smell despite the fact that he's done. So we're just trying to have a little bit of fun for you guys and talk a little fantasy football. And by the way, I was in the finals, man. I'll be all right. I'm just saying, I don't draft well when I drink. I'm not making an excuse. I like to just tell the truth. But yeah, take a second, hit that like. I'm now done with AMC, by the way. It hit 22.
I mean, most people don't draft well when they drink.
No, look, fantasy football, most people play to have fun. And it's true. But at the same time, it's that person in your league who's like, yeah, I'm going to stay completely sober, does a lot of, does their research or whatnot. They're probably going to do okay because everyone else is just having jokes and like, ooh, I forgot this guy's even on the draft. There was one year, I forget who it was, and some guy, it was like Deebo Samuel last year, just kept falling in our draft, and I didn't even realize he was available. And then he gets taken like at some ridiculous level. Well, guess what? If I hadn't had a few, then maybe I would have remembered that a guy that finished a top 10 receiver was still falling down the draft board for no reason. But I did it. I'm just saying.
So yeah. I mean that's fantasy sports, baby. You never know from one year to the next, but we'll see. We'll talk about our teams when we draft them, and then we'll put it on here and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens this year. We'll show you the board. You guys can pick a team, and then we'll see who goes. Tonight, well, there are preseason games, but I don't think on a Wednesday night there's.
No. So thank you for the super chat, Spacula. Great name. They have their fantasy draft tonight.
Good,
I came in last place last year, so I have to get egged before the draft. Ooh. Do they? First, let me know. Do they let you like wear like a garbage bag or something, or like you're in your clothes when they egg you?
No, because you can't get egged before the draft and then have the draft covered in.
Can't you though?
Egg.
By the way, I'm putting a break-even stop on Bed Bath & Beyond, but why not?
Can you?
Actually, I don't mind that idea. I really don't. We have a thing called the butler, which used to be a heck of a lot more literal than it is now. Now the butler, who finished last place, like now you just pay for the food.
Our pool has really lost its
drink.
spirit ever since we.
But at the beginning, there was an apron. And like you actually
People's egos now are elevated,
you were taking orders for drinks as well and all that kind of stuff. And we still do fun things like someone had to do burpees at the draft because they lost a one-on-one bet. But some people in the pool aren't down with that. Me, if I lose a one-on-one bet, I'll do burpees at the draft. I'll paint my face.
That's an exercise. Yeah,
I don't care.
You and I have fun.
Okay, fine.
These other.
I'll face paint. I don't care. You know who we're talking about, right? They only do monetary bets.
Yeah, I mean we've
been friends for like 20-something years, and all you want to do is take money from somebody. Have a little fun with it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, For sure. What's up, Playmaker there? Yeah, okay. Shout out to Playmaker, though, but don't draft too many Dallas Cowboys. Like my quarterback is Dak Prescott. And, yeah, that guy's going to be a problem. And then, of course, Mr. I was going to say something funny about Zach Wilson, but I don't want to say it. Like what the sort of things that he's into.
You can say it.
I don't want to upset anybody out there.
But isn't it just true?
Yeah, I mean,
is the rumor about
because he's banging other players' moms and stuff like that. I mean, it is what it is, I guess. I'm actually pretty proud to have him on my team for that reason. So, okay,
get the ball to Elijah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hopefully he could do that. They have Garrett Wilson now. Okay, so it's 339 right now. Do we have? Oh, there it is. It's 143 million to buy. So on the imbalance locator there. So it's not going to be a big thing at all as we go. So
somebody just said, "Don't draft Aaron Hernandez."
Yeah, don't. Come on, man. Why do you have to bring that stuff up?
What you don't know is in the first or second year of our draft, there is a dude in our league who drafted a guy who was retired, straight up, and he took him in wasn't like the first or second round. I forget who it was, but he took a guy that was gone. It was, anyways. I won't say your name because I don't want to disrespect that, but it's the same guy that dunked on a 6-foot net when we were in New Orleans. Same dude.
I mean, this pool of ours goes back to high school. Oh, it's Playmaker's birthday tomorrow. What, I'm supposed to get him something? What does that mean? Happy birthday to Playmaker. What's up, my man? If you're ever, I mean, we already told all of you guys this. If you're ever in Toronto, send an email. Maybe Bears vs. Bulls can put this in there. It's marketing@tradertv.live. Let us know if you want to come in, check out the studio, so on and so forth. Anybody that's out there. I mean, we have traders behind us that are now employed on the floor because they're followers, and Sharif's a great example of that.
Yes.
Sharif was watching us for years and years and years, and by that maybe 1 year, 2 years. I don't know.
Definitely
when did you start watching us? A couple years ago. December 2020. Now he's hosting the show. So there you go. Shout out to Sharif on that one. But yeah, that's kind of the stuff we're talking about. If you ever want to come through, it's marketing@tradertv.live. What's up to Chef Joe on the chat as well. We're still waiting for those hot ones sauces to come through on that. We are planning a hot ones as we have someone else sending in, but we'll do multiple episodes or segments like that. The first one's going to be happening at the end of August, and then we'll do one if you send them in, Chef Joe from Sinner's Steakhouse there. But some of those marijuana stocks definitely pulled back in. That was a bad take today on marijuana because Tilray is now negative on the day after when I first grabbed it, it was up 4 or 5%, now down 3% on Tilray. I guess we can review that trade when we get back. AMD, come on, man, just make a
one
move.
chip challenge. So by the way, there was a big iceberg at 26.
We gotta go to Brendan though
on
first,
Bed Bath & Beyond. It broke down. There were 26 even. So Bed Bath & Beyond's now out for me. I'm just in a little bit of Micron. Brendo.
All right, nothing urgent, guys. I was just going to run over, do a bit of a review session here from the watch list that we gave you this morning. The winner on the day, this Eargo, this little tiny $3 stock, still holding on to a pretty significant gain here, 48%. Bed Bath & Beyond, 29%. Apple up 1% today. Downside was D-Nut off of earnings, Target, Tesla, all red on the day. Again, a new improved watch list coming your way very shortly. So make sure you stand by. Make sure you watch your inbox, guys.
Which you should always do. So you know what's up. And what is also up, that's the segue. That was it. What's up so I can tell you a stock is going to the upside. BWV. Not SWV, good group. BWV, going back toward those highs. So this was one of those, I feel like this was one of the monkeypox ones. I know Prad was all over, the trader Prad in the midday show, and Sharif were both covering this. Looking very strong toward the end of the day. Actually just retook 7. So after Bed Bath & Beyond craters through 25. And of course I got out of AMC and that's going lower.
Yeah.
22's not holding, but BWV has some staying power here, it looks like. And oops. My daily chart must have crashed there. But anyway, BWV has some staying power. Look at the trend this thing is on. That looks gorgeous on the 15-minute. If you're holding on to this, I always say pay yourself out. To be sure, up 180% is a pretty impressive move, but it is closing, trying to test those highs. I'll be looking back and saying, looking back at this chart tomorrow morning and saying the 650 area are likely going to be where I want that support to come in. A lot of times you end up gapping down at least a little bit here if it doesn't take out 8. That's what I expect to see tomorrow for BWV.
Yeah, I was just looking, like, so we did actually wind up getting out of some Google there, as Google, is just cratering a little bit here. It's not like it's on our position, it's hovering around, but every time it does like one of these little wicks, I got to be able to stand there. So, we were just at 120 and we just got to fill there at 119.85. So cratering, wrong word there, but let's see if this market can come back in as I just sit here and like, again, this is, man, shout out to the viewers because I do got to read your note. I mentioned that there was someone that was talking about RSI with me, so I do want to review that. But it's like, again, I'm doing it again. Like, Google's coming to the downside, getting me these fills, and then there goes AMD, the name that I'm really focused on right now, has come back to the upside, even though this market's not doing anything. So AMD actually looks pretty strong right now, considering that you're down that 2%. But okay, so Tilray is going to be a negative stock for me today. I only have that one trade, and I'm actually pretty glad that we got out of it. No longer am I going to do stuff like this on Tilray. I mean, it was ripping to the upside. We took a 450 bid. We didn't have many shares, so it's like I keep saying, this one's going to be a cup of coffee. But, there it is right there. We get out, and then it breaks, 430. We get out. It goes back up to 438. We'd have never been in the money, and I've never taken it out. But then it just craters back in a little bit there as well, back down to $4. So Tilray goes positive to negative, real quick as these marijuana stocks came back in. But it was always CGC.
Sweet Christmas.
That was leading the day.
It's over. Wow, death candle on Bed Bath & Beyond. Down to 23 even. Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
They did this yesterday, man. Yesterday it went to 18.
Here's the worst part about it.
Yesterday it went to 18.
I moved my stop to 26 on the long, and I did not move my stop out at 25.50, so I actually was short and punched out of it for checks notes, 20 cents. It's now down like $2, but I didn't mean to have that short, so I didn't hold on to it. Wow, Bed Bath & Beyond, that's crazy. Brendo?
9.5 million offering apparently filed, guys. So a lot of people circulating a note suggesting there was a 9.5 million share offering notice filed.
No-brainer. It's a no-brainer. If you're not issuing when you see that happen to your stock, then you're not taking advantage.
Yeah.
Right? So
I'm gonna try short now against what, 24 or something like that. I mean, that news is not great. Whether or not this thing continues to move up or not, we'll have our sort of some targets out here on Bed Bath & Beyond. But if that news, and here goes to 24. So yeah, yikes. That's not going to work out here on that short. But we're not big shares right now, but we'll take a short into that. But obviously realizing that, hey, this stock is not done, man. I mean, this could easily go back up. Watch out for 24.50s where I'm going to get out. But we're only short right now at 22, 23 basically. So we're out $1 right now on this name. Here it comes right back to 24.50. They're not done with this yet, Neil.
No, I think I'm looking at the next shelf down was at 25. I feel like that was kind of what everybody was. You're always fearful that that's going to happen when you're in one of these runners. Like, well, they're going to issue. That's that big catalyst. So it might have some trouble going to the upside, at least into the closing. We have about like 13 minutes to go. I just tried to get 24.50. That looks like it's going to come and go. Now I want to see if I can pick something up in front of 24. I just want to get involved in this on that second salvo and want to have a 25 out. Of course, I don't even want to look at AMC because I gave that up at 22. That just tanked to 21.60 and is still falling. So all of these came to the downside. If it's a squeeze name, it probably rolled over a little bit there, but I'm not going to shift away from Bed Bath & Beyond because that's the one I want to play into the close.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I did basically the same thing as what you were just talking about right there. Grabbing that, I grabbed that short in now as AMD. Like now my attention's on this when I should be on AMD because that's finally come in as well. So I might just get off. I might just get off of some of this here on Bed Bath & Beyond. Am I still on it? Okay, I was looking at AMD as well as that's come back in. But watch out here. That shelf filing, dangerous news there for Bed Bath & Beyond, but doesn't seem to be hurting the stock as much as it should be, I think. What was it, 9 million shares? I guess that's not huge.
It's coming back down, man. It's coming back down. So the curl over that 24. The low before that happened was 23
I didn't even get filled down there.
So you have a wick bottom to 22.50. If it bounces off 23, it's trying to put in a higher low. So I'd watch out for that. If it bounces off 23, the scalp trade's done for me. And it has to be a scalp trade because it's 349 for, it's 349. We have 10 minutes to go. You know what? You drop an off. Really, at this time, you're going to drop an offering? Yeah,
I mean, that's. I mean, I've had this discussion with you. I mean, the market is not fair. I mean, we know that. Okay, here we go. Now
That's some old bullshit. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, is it though? I mean, look, it's better it's happening now, honestly, than earlier, I think.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of traders have hopefully made their money.
That's better than when sometimes they pull that rug.
Right.
We'll see it happens like you're gearing up and gapping up into the open. So it'll be like 9:20 or it's past 9 o'clock going into the open, and then they rug pull on it with an offering at that time. That sucks. I don't think this time is much better, but either way, like, it is what it is. I'm out because it looked like it was bouncing off 23 there, which was that lower high. So if it can't break the low at this point, I think that trade might be done. I'll wash my hands of it. The imbalances are coming in 30 seconds. I'll get them up, or 20 seconds. I'll get them up because I know you're probably still trading there, Sean. So I will get them locked and loaded. But I think 23 might be a little bit of trouble for this. If it follows through that price,
is 21.
I mean, it's hard to imagine where the bottom is. I'd have to go to the higher time frame. I'd have to zoom out to check to see where that bottom is going to be. But I want to have these imbalances up for you when they do come in a couple of seconds here. So we'll see. Market is heading to the downside. There they go.
Probably a bit.
Endo, 8 million to sell, but really, no big names. ATVI, that's a buyout, 1 million to sell. Where are the big names? I'm not seeing them. Plug Power, 700,000. Insignificant. There's Alibaba, 500,000. No Apple, no Meta. So the imbalances are pretty much a nothing burger. Unless you're looking at ENDP, that's 7.5 million to sell. So that's not nothing. I mean, of course I'm going to look at ENDP. It's a penny stock, by the way. So that's into 178 million. It's not all that significant. And it barely even moved off of that. But Endo is the only one of significance. Bit of a nothing burger, that imbalances. So I guess back to Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah, I mean, we actually cashed. I mean, we did fine on it. We can review that. I'm just more pissed off now because AMD just goes up on those imbalances. Like, I can't ever get, it the right way. So it's been a little bit frustrating, but here we go. All right, so we cashed out. I mean, we did take a little bit there on that initial short. We talked about that, but then averaged in, and took it back out here. So profitable trade here on Bed Bath & Beyond as we're looking to once again test some of this top side move. So we just took that average in. I don't think, like we were talking about there, filing at this point. Brendan's put the source in there. So it's legit, I guess. It is happening. So it's not, was it 9 million shares? I mean, it's not that much. I mean, they want to raise capital. I mean, that's the right time to do it when your stock is accelerated the way it is right now. So I don't find it's like that big of a deal. But here we go. Finally now, hopefully AMD, finally, can come back in a little bit. What's up, Brendo?
I was just double checking the float, guys. I was actually surprised at this. It's only 80 million right now. So essentially 9.5 into 80 million outstanding for BBBY.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a decent. It's a decent amount.
Yeah, it sounds better for the
Decent amount.
short now, but the short doesn't. I mean, look, when news, first of all, we just got some more out on AMD as it came back in, so that's good. It's saving us a little bit here on that last reload. But if we're going to talk a little bit about Bed Bath & Beyond, I mean, that's a big move. I mean, 26 down to 23. I mean, that's the move, right? So the file happens, and again, this is why you can't beat algos ever, because they scrape the news. Obviously, the minute they hear filing or anything like that, they're going to hit it to the downside, and then we get the news, and we're bringing it to you basically as fast as anybody can. I mean, you're going to talk some other show behind us there, CNB something. They're not even going to talk about this until probably 7 at night or something when they finally figure out what's going on. So,
that's about right.
That's the situation. If have they even talked about Bed Bath & Beyond today besides the 30-second clip? Probably no. So you're in the right spot if you're trading with us and you're looking for these kind of plays. So we'll wait on it here. And again, I'm like consider myself a risk manager. Like if this goes back up through 25, I'm out, right? And so definitely manage the risk, manage it as appropriate as you can, and do the best you can here for trading. So thanks for watching, and there it is, man. Unusual volume for sure on Bed Bath & Beyond.
Oh, 100%. And by the way, good point got made. Someone asked, is AMC SSR tomorrow? Yep, 10% down today, SSR tomorrow, short sell restricted. That means that you cannot hit the bid to sell short,
right,
remove liquidity aggressively without an uptick. That makes it more difficult for the shorters to lean on a stock. I'm watching Bed Bath & Beyond. I could have put AMC up when I talked about it, but shorts, they can't lean on the stock by hitting that bid and driving it down. You can always sell shares that you have long. If there is a break back up, it's trying to hold support now at 21. It's falling down because of Bed Bath & Beyond. But if there is support on AMC at 20, and it does get going, and you can look at the channel it's been in, right? This is the bottom of that channel since about the beginning of the month here. If we hold that low and it starts to get going to the upside, it's more difficult for those turns to come in. And sometimes the squeezes are better when a stock is short sell restricted. It's counterintuitive because you're like, well, it was very weak the day before, but sometimes that leads to big rallies. So watch out for this one in the morning. It has had a good leveler. Since it had that massive move on the 5th, if you look at the higher low in the afternoon, we have not broken below that 21 with any gumption. I think that's the level you have to first look at tomorrow. If it breaks that, well, maybe all bets could be off or at least a little bit lower. But I do like that notion. Sometimes I've gotten caught trying to short things that were SSR the day before, and then there's a big squeeze, and you realize you have to find yourself some long opportunities. Whether they come in or not, maybe it doesn't set up. But if it does set up, I want that long off 21 in AMC.
Big rally. You're not going to see it in the market because you're still down that 1%, but it is, it's a nice move off some of those bottoms. We did get back to basically that market high there of 13,600 that we had earlier on in the day. So a nice move back. Took out actually the pre-market high, but the pre-market was low to begin with because it was a nice move downside right there, and you can see the trend down, 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 and it looks like we will end up here down about 1 and a bit percentage. But let's go over to Brendan and see possibly what we may or may not be trading tomorrow.
Yeah, a few interesting names, guys, still in the retail sector coming tomorrow morning. Just saw Cisco, actually, after the close tonight, moving back to the upside right now.
Yeah, well, look, we get a couple more retailers in there, BJ's and Kohl's, that are going to be worth watching. And I feel like we should not be ignoring the retail names. There were some really strong moves that we saw on Walmart and the Targets of the world. So we'll make sure we have them on tap. But, I mean, let's be real for a second. If you're a day trader and you're not looking at the squeeze stocks when they're moving, then you're kind of doing yourself the disservice, because the truth is they offer huge trading opportunities for day traders, and so you want to make sure you're where the action is. I think that's going to still be with Bed Bath & Beyond and AMC, and I will look at these monkeypox stocks that were going strong. I like that BMW. Sorry, BMW. It was BMV. Yeah, I know. It's BMV. I'll be watching that as well. I know Kirkland had some moves, so you got to go with what is moving to be sure. There are some big cap names which are giving you great trades. I find a lot of times, though, especially in the afternoon, without the Fed, you got to be where the markets are moving. The Fed gave us some bigger market moves this afternoon, but that hasn't been the norm in the afternoon show.
It has not. But yeah, there still wasn't much going on though today, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm thinking here as we just watch, I'm just trying to focus a little bit here in the close, but it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I don't have that many shares here. Just watching this Bed Bath & Beyond, it just went to 23, by the way, and then rejected that. So I'm going to put a bid down there at 23 and see if we can get that again. We are short. Here it comes, hopefully. We are short at 23.86 right now. So, okay, hopefully that can come in and will fill us out there at the end of the day. A big-time mover here today, and we'll just go timber because Google was a great short, man. Short, all the way down, and we just covered that at 119.60. So a big day for us on Google. We actually held this one basically all the way back in. So some great outs there. Really happy with the way we wound up trading Google today for sure, as it did move pretty nicely for us. And then there's Bed Bath & Beyond. We did not get that fill. And then a fill that just came in right now was AMD off of, again, a couple reloads into the short here. We don't have the ultimate top of 99, which would have been nice. We weren't looking at that, so we did have the short in here as the market's below the 50 period. It looks like we'll end on a little bit of a low here, hopefully, as I hold some of these shorts. I never hope that the market goes lower, but if you're in the shorts, I do hope for that. So a 98 flat would be a pretty sick take on AMD to end of the day there, as it looks like we will end the day on a nice little win here. Ooh, maybe not. I thought it was going down there. It went to 23.30 again on Bed Bath & Beyond, and then rejected, and now it's starting to head back up to the north side. So with only 2 minutes left, yeah, it doesn't look like we'll get that last flush on Bed Bath & Beyond, but a good take here. We're able to make some money on the last little bit of that short.
So a couple of things here. Thank you so much, Tyrion Air, for the super chat. Thanks for the great trade ideas. He knows that we're okay for Jays fans, apparently, but if we visit Camden Yards, Boog's barbecue crab cakes are on us. Boog Powell, Baltimore Orioles first baseman and legend. It's on my bucket list to go to Cam Yards. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I've always wanted to. I have not had a chance to see that park, so I appreciate that to be sure. And there was a question someone asked, did SoFi trigger SSR? But I just looked at it. I think it actually got precisely to 82, which I think was SSR, and bounced off it. So it says no in our system, and I think it's because it got to the penny and then didn't go 10%. So I'm going to say no. That's what our system is telling me, but it basically came as close as possible without triggering it. But we always check back in tomorrow. It shows up on our system as like a Y or no, or an N, like yes for SSR or no. It says no for me, but it got very, very darn close to it. Tony's on the bell, only 40 seconds to go. Obviously, Tony doing a fantastic job hanging in that the midday with Pratt.
Yeah.
And Sharif, hats off to him. Although eating that, making us smell food in the afternoon show is not always the best look, man. I'm always hungry at this time of day. You guys know I'm pretty much always hungry when I do the show. It's a lot of talking, you get a lot of energy going, and I'm always trying to nibble on something. That's why I have my Kirkland's cashews from Costco there. I don't know why I keep sponsoring them, or they don't even sponsor us.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
I keep saying it. But Tony's on the bell. He did a great job, as always. Make sure you ring it nice and loud, Tony. It's been a banger of a day
Yes,
here.
it has.
3, 2, and 1. I could go for, someone put a hot dog in there. I'd go for a hot dog.
Yeah, man. I mean, so just before we go there, Bed Bath & Beyond did crater there a little bit. So we were able to get out our best out, a couple 23s there, a 22.90 or so on a crater. But we were sitting in front of 23. We talked about that. I have a small piece now just to see what happens. But if Bed Bath & Beyond wants to do something, I'm here for you, as long as it's a downside move. But we've seen this thing pick up some volume in the aftermarket, so watch out here. Here it goes back down. I have a very, very small piece, as we don't want to hold into the close here for that. But yeah, wow, what a wild day as we continue to go on. Every day here just seems to be just amazing to either trade or look for some moves or have some great fun. So thank you again. We might have set a record one more time for viewership on the day. So I want to thank everybody out there for all of that. As we go over to Brendan, and let's just see how the broader markets did. I only talked about the NASDAQ myself today.
Yeah, big day, obviously, for viewership. Big day for the markets, guys. We tried to rally off the Fed minutes, but came up short, unfortunately, right back down. 1.2 there for the NASDAQ, S&P 0.7, 0.5% for the Dow. Remember, these two were on a 5-session winning streak, so there goes that. 1.2 for crude at the end of the day. These didn't actually move on the Fed minutes, which they can from time to time. Both 2.8 and 2.3 for Bitcoin and Ethereum. BBBY confirmed. The offering's confirmed. 9.4 million shares for BBBY.
Oh,
yes.
We just got out 22, so we just wound up making $2 basically there at the close, and there it goes right to the downside. We talked about it can easily pick up some volume here into the close. It looked like it wanted to go upside, but we were just sitting there at 22.50, so a couple good outs there, man, for us. Obviously, when our ticks are higher than the bottom, that's a good name for us to trade. AMD out as well, but wow, pretty crazy, man. You are on 1 minute late with the bell. Okay, so thank you so much there for DDN with your super chat. Yeah, sometimes like it's right now in Toronto, it's 4:02:14, 4:02:15. So there is a little bit of a delay, I guess, wherever you are. Make sure you refresh as always on that. But yeah, there goes Bed Bath & Beyond, and now right back up to 22.50 again, 23. This is this is going to be wild tomorrow. Yeah,
and by the way, we missed a late halt. APDN halted at 3:50, and when you halt that late, you open back up at 4 o'clock, and it moonshotted. Moonshot to the upside, breaking that 370, breaking 4 all the way up to 440. This has to be on the radar. It's kind of been left for dead after pulling back, but let's not forget this went 3 to 7, back to 3, and it's trying to get going again today. Got a good base down at 3 even. That was also the dip buy off of 6. So come in and watch APDN. That's got to be on the radar as well. Gonna be a lot to watch tomorrow, Sean.
All right, yeah, thanks again, guys. Yeah, some people saying that they're normally 5 seconds delayed or something like that, so you're welcome there to everybody as well. Thank you to Bears vs. Bulls for, again, another bang-up day. Thank you for all the feedback that he continues to give us, and thank you for supporting us as we support you as well. So Bears vs. Bulls, shout out to that. Oh, I do have, here, let's hit this graphics. I do have a, what do you want, the Bear or the Bull? What's first? It's Bears, so let's go Bears right there. There it is. Shout it out to him. There you go. All right, we should have, like,
But you could do and
the bull. I have
the bull.
Yeah, I have the bull. There it is.
And the bull.
There it is. Bears
The Brahma
and Bulls.
Bowl.
So thank you guys, everybody, for that as well. The trade today is going to be Bed Bath & Beyond. We got that new camera. It's not a camera. It's the new desk. There it is right there. That should be a lot of fun coming through for tomorrow. Well, not for tomorrow, but at some point we'll debut that. Yeah, I mean, we kind of debuted it today, right? I mean,
Cat's out of the bag now.
you know, technically. So yeah, thanks to everybody for that. Thanks to Randy, Mark, obviously working really hard on that as well. But thanks to our guest from Financial Juice today. First time guest, did really well.
Good job.
Try to have him back on there as well. But for everybody here, thank you, Fahad. Thanks, Lucas, Maggie, everybody in the back, Katrine, Liz, Justin as well. The Watch List is going to have something special on it very, very soon as well. We keep talking about that. So thanks to Sharif, Brad, Tony. As well.
Yeah, Tony.
So, yeah, I mean, look, man, big time talent coming through on the show one more time. So for Neil, for Brendan, I'm Sean. I hope it's not raining yet, Fahad, out there, because apparently the clouds are getting pretty dark. If you need a ride home, I'll hit you up for sure. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow at 8:30. Sleep well. Ciao.